Hello everyone and welcome back to Dicebreaker, where today we have been sponsored by Horrible Guild to play the hot new RPG kickstarting now. It's Wilderfeast.
Whoa, your feast just got wilder.
It did.
Yeah.
And it's going to get even wilder than that because I have got some pretty crazy people on the other side of this table.
What are you talking about?
We're cooking up some hijinks.
We are. This is a
goodness.
cooking themed RPG. We'll get into how this world works and what the lore is all about. But before that, hello, I'm Wheels. I'm your games master. I will
Hello,
throw it to our
Wheels.
players, kicking off with Liv because she's being sassy.
I just said hello.
How dare you?
That'll learn you.
All right, sorry. I'll speak when spoken to. Hi, I am Liv, and I'm playing Prize, whose pronouns are they, them, and the tool is a massive cleaver, and it's very cool. I like
very
it.
cool.
Also, I am scary, and I struggle to be decisive, which that's
So relatable.
yeah,
Been
that's
Been
very
there.
much me. So yeah, that's me.
Let's move down the line to
God.
Maddie Cullen.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm playing Lion. There they are. I'm sure we'll put an actual piece of art you can see a bit clearer, but I'm holding up anyway. Pronouns are she, her. Her tool is a torch, so I'm going around blasting things.
Flambeing, if you will.
I'm
Yeah.
chopping up the things. You're
Saute.
cooking the things.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we've got a whole meal
Synergy.
going.
Synergistic. Yeah.
Synergy.
I am studious, but I struggle to be thorough.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Yeah.
And last but not least, it's
Well,
our editor-in-chief.
Liv, you're chopping, Maddie's cooking, I'm twining.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm not. I am flexible, but I struggle to be gentle. My pronouns are he, him. And he's just swinging around on a big old,
Woo!
cotton reel of twine. Twine reel,
so
I
you
guess.
don't write interactive fiction then.
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll
You
get
can do
there.
it all. Why are you
Yeah.
limiting him?
I would never
Get
do
yourself someone who can do both.
Yeah.
Swing around, cook, and
that. Sounds like
write.
I have got that, man.
Odd that you struggle to be gentle when your thing is like sewing, kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but look
it's
how big
though.
the string
It's
is.
a
It's
big
like
string.
a big old needle
like a
just
rope,
pushing it
I'm
through.
feeling
yeah.
less like he's going to be sewing and more that he's going to be tangling some monsters
Meat.
up.
Ah.
It's the kind of thing we're going to be doing,
You're
right?
kidding.
Ah, what?
You should know, Wheels.
Spoilers.
Please, you're the GM. Please tell us you know.
Well,
Wheels.
should we find out what this game's all about?
Yeah.
Please.
So yes, we are playing Wilderfeast. I'm going to use the official words from the book because this is a quick start that we're playing. It is available right now. Link to that will also be in the description. It is on the Horrible Guild website. So if you want to play the adventure that we are currently playing with the pre-generated characters that we're currently playing, you can do that right this
Do it.
instant.
Yeah.
But please watch our video.
Please.
This is a game that is largely inspired by things like Monster Hunter.
Yes, if you can tell from the massive cleaver.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's about cooking because, you know,
And we're cooking little monster bits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cute little
Nom,
cats
nom,
like to do
nom.
I've
that
got my
too.
apron on,
Yeah.
so I don't spill anything down me.
They've also name dropped Godzilla in this book as an inspiration, which is pretty
Oh,
fun.
that's interesting.
That's
not one I would have suspected.
I'm going to cook and eat him.
It's for the big creatures themselves, is the thing.
I don't think Godzilla would taste good.
No, I don't think so
That'd be
either.
Oh, have you ever eaten any lizard meat?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Have
maybe
you-
there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
You eat like snake meat and stuff. I feel like you'd be like,
Yeah,
more
I feel like it'd be
that.
stringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People eat alligator.
That's true. Alligator's pretty tasty, actually.
Yeah.
Quite
Oh.
fishy, I think.
He's so alligator coded. He so tastes like an alligator.
He's so gator pilled. Right. Let us read the official introduction to
Yeah.
Wilderfeast.
Okay.
Monsters in their infinite variety roam the one land. This is our setting, the one land. Some tall-necked and implacable stride through parched deserts, each titanic footprint swarming the opportunists when the rain at last falls. Others slither through buzzing swamps, spitting fire and flaring their ruffs as they compete for territory. Monsters coast through the clouds, wallow in the mud, knife through the seas, and swing through the canopies. They are beautiful, brutal, quirky, terrifying, playful, and ravenous.
It's like you're reading my Tinder profile.
Matthew Jarvis.
That was good, though.
Oh
That
my
was good.
goodness.
And each is unlike any other. Monsters dressed in finery, however, rule the one land.
Oh, is it just what you're dressed as? That's
No.
fun.
It's bad. It's
oh,
bad.
oh,
Consoles
oh.
partition the horizon with cold eyes. Abacuses clacking as they calculate yields of grain and meat. Silk-robed merchants pay the starving and desperate to poach the last members of vanishing species.
Like an egg.
And every season, just like an egg, and every season, by order of the magistrates, the trains haul away hundreds of prisoners for the distant giants to eat alive.
Oh.
Okay, that's a
From
good
their
turn.
frost-rimed capital at the center of the continent, these giants glut themselves on every delicacy imaginable, and yet their appetites still are not satisfied.
Need some eggs.
This is not an idyllic, tranquil land.
No, it turns out capitalism was the real monster. And
What-
what you
who
should do
could
is
tell?
eat the rich.
Who could tell?
Ooh.
But
I'm
last but
gonna
not
cook 'em up.
least,
Yum yum.
monsters freakish and grotesque protect the one land. That's you folks.
Oh my god, I'm so
One land.
freakish. Woo!
As the curse virus called the Frenzy spreads, the mutated rangers called Wilders
Hi.
fight to maintain harmony between humanity and nature. They kill the creatures they must, nurtures the ones they can, and consume the ones they fail to save.
This is savage.
Oh, well,
It's a
it's
savage,
a savage
world.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning that, yeah.
In doing so, Wilders transform into half-human chimeras. For, like all monsters, they derive their power from the one law of the land: you are what you eat.
Yeah.
There it is.
So I would posit another inspiration here: bug snacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I got a little lobster
Kind of
claw.
burger, kind of snack. So,
yeah. So what do we think everyone's characters are like crossed with? Like what have they been eating?
yeah,
Well,
we've got some very beautiful illustrations.
They're
here.
really good illustrations. I think that Price has been eating up some fish.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say.
Looking
Yeah.
a little fishy,
A
huh?
little fishy, also blue, which is why I chose them.
Yeah.
So I have, as traits, I have both camouflage and swallow whole, which allows me to unhinge my jaw to eat now, digest later. So I'm guessing some kind of snake or
Lizardy snake.
chameleon.
Oh, no wonder you don't want to eat Godzilla. That'd be cannibalism.
Yeah.
So
goodness.
true.
You're a lizard boy.
So true.
I got a lobster claw, and I got regeneration, which is like quite lobsterish.
It is quite lobsterish, yeah.
Mm.
And then I've got
Oh, you
little,
do have a
like-
claw.
Yeah, I got lobster
Yeah.
claw, and I got like little like bits on
Yeah.
my face, which kind of made me think of like an
tigerish.
axolotl or something.
Oh,
Or
that's
like
cool.
whiskers.
That's fun.
I've just noticed the chameleon tail.
Oh, yeah!
There we are. We figured it out.
Damn, there it is,
Case
folks.
closed.
There it is. So, Wilders are the kind of bridge between the world of humans and monsters. You are both human and monster. And that is what gives you your
Very
unique
good.
ability to try and keep the balance in both nature and society. However, because of the aforementioned horrible giant capitalists, you are in a world which is struggling to maintain that balance itself. Nature is in a bad way. There is a lot
Sounds
of
familiar.
yeah, there is a lot of sort of like friction between the natural world and the humans trying to sort of live off of it. Mainly because of that aforementioned disease, the frenzy, which is sending some monsters into a rampage that literally you can't bring them out of. So it is up to you to try and keep that balance either by nurturing wildlife and protecting it from horrible poachers and things like that, or perhaps
Killing and eating it.
killing and eating it as well.
I'm saving, just sobbing as you eat
It's
delicious
the
meat.
circle of
Greater
life,
good.
Great,
and it
great.
moves us all, Magilis.
Yeah.
I am
will
moved to
Actually,
eat.
like take back and say I am a shark. I think.
That
Oh,
makes sense,
that's
because you do have a
fun.
blue vibe in the
Yeah,
artwork.
that makes more sense. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna gobble some things up.
Sick.
That's
I will
fun.
shout
like
out
that.
quickly because I think Casey She, who is the designer, also did the artwork. I believe.
Oh, wow,
They are
sick.
both.
Yeah,
so
jeez.
Such
I believe
talent,
so
excuse
anyway.
me.
Multifaceted.
Yes,
I
yes.
got some little print off like rule things. It all looks incredible.
Yeah, like this is a
beautiful.
sponsored video, but I'll just say personally, I think it looks great.
It looks
yeah,
really
I'm
good.
excited to play it.
Again, if you want more
Same.
details, check out the Kickstarter page below in the description. And a big
good.
thank you to Horrible Guild for sponsoring this video.
Yeah, thank
But we're going to kick things off with a description of the situation that you find yourselves in.
Okay.
Every adventure, every journey is going to start with something called signs. This is signs that something is wrong that you need to fix.
Okay.
Normally there are multiple signs, and you can kind of like pull the ones that kind of interest you the best. For the sake of this sort of intro journey, we're going to have one sign.
Nice.
It's quite a big one.
Leo.
You are all crammed together in a single cage,
Oh.
baking under the white sun.
Ah,
Oh, we
this
shouldn't
is
be the
my
ones
job.
baking. They should be the ones baking.
I love sourdough. I love it. Please, it's my
Thanks, Liv.
staple. It's my staple wheels.
It's unseasonably warm, pun intended, for the winter dry season. And the twistwoods, have lost their leaves, leaving you bereft of shade. Things are looking
So
too hot.
warm.
It's too hot around
yeah,
here.
it is
Like
too
I
hot.
We all know how that feels.
Drink someone's sweat at this point.
Oh God, I don't think
so
you'd gain any
hot.
powers from that.
That's how bad I'm
I've just gained the power to be
struggling.
even sweatier.
The heat makes the captive monsters in the other cages low and hiss and squawk with discomfort.
Yeah, we'll see who eats you first. If you eat me or I eat you, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, why don't we all eat what I'm about to describe?
Okay.
Wait, not about to describe, the one after that.
Okay.
In the cage next to yours, Sweetloaf.
Yeah, no, I'm killing Sweetloaf.
No, don't eat Sweetloaf. We love Sweetloaf.
No.
I'll let you guys explain who Sweetloaf is in a second. In the cage next to yours, Sweetloaf barely has room to move.
Oh.
She sends a long, questing tongue out between the bars to lick at the sweat of the nearest Wilder's brow. She beat you to it, Maddie.
See, this is why we're best friends, Sweetloaf. You get it.
Then she seems to think better of it and withdraws for a fitful nap.
Well,
Here's the problem. You've been captured by poachers.
oh.
In an
We're not even eggs. We're not even eggs.
That's going to be a recurring problem. In an effort to protect the monsters that you now see caged around you, you got in the way of the poachers, and they went, fine, we'll poach you too.
No!
They are currently, after stealing your tools, your tools being the giant cooking utensils that you also use as weapons.
My big cleaver.
They have stolen them. They're trying to hawk them up at the nearest village,
damn.
which surrounds you. You are currently, you've just arrived basically at Peku Village.
Okay.
It's a rural settlement in a dense forest. They've arrived underneath Peku Village is more accurate because it is completely composed of cabins and walkways and lifts and hanging gardens that are perched on the upper branches of the trees. You are down on the rainforest floor with all of these horrible poachers.
Not feeling great.
No.
Our cage, flat on the ground.
Yeah,
All the other cages around us, flat on the ground.
yeah.
Which is the biggest, scariest looking animal in the cages?
Me.
Well,
That's so great, and I love that you're saying that, but that's really not helpful for my plan right now.
Okay, well.
So you
I
can
don't
be
know
the biggest
plan.
and scariest, and we can all decide in our head that you are the scariest, but
Awesome.
other than you.
All right, I'll get my pump on then, and I do some push-ups.
well. So the poachers.
Not true.
The reason the cages are still here is because the poachers aren't allowed to bring the actual cages into the canopy.
Okay.
So the wilders and monsters remain with a minimal guard on the forest
Okay.
floor, along with the wagons and draft animals, which are thick-skulled ceratopsian monsters called pakyak,
Okay.
each about the size of a horse. What is a ceratopsian? 5 eyes?
Sure.
I think the eyes are on top.
Ceratops. Like Triceratops, yeah.
Thank you.
Because Sarah...
Sarah.
Not your wife. Sarah.
Sarah?
Is
Is
it
that 5?
SE? I don't know.
CER.
Well,
maybe.
I'm looking
Somewhere.
at
Right in from home. Let's imagine they've got 5 eyes, because that's
Sure.
what my brain is telling me.
Okay.
When you say minimal guard, how many guards are we talking? How close are they to the cages?
Oh, like 3. They are currently just sort of like keeping an eye on the monsters, not paying as much attention to you. You definitely seem like a bit less of a threat.
Yeah.
Guys, gather around, I got a plan.
We're in a
Okay,
cage together.
Yeah, okay, but like,
We've
I'm trying to
naturally
whisper.
gathered.
Okay, so
I'm
I'm
like
thinking.
going up and down as I do push-ups.
Okay, but listen while you're doing it, okay? So I feel like if we all lean, we can like push the cage, and then we can like walk it over to one of the things with the pig skulls, and we can really piss it off, and then it will like bang its head into the cage and let us out. What are we thinking?
I mean, that sounds like a lot of steps. Like, would it work? Because, are we strong enough to do that? I don't know.
You're literally doing push-ups right now. I thought your whole thing was you were the
I mean-
biggest and scariest in the camp.
I am, but I just don't have much hope for you two.
I'm for it.
I'll tell you what you've all
Alright.
noticed, because again, you've been traveling with these monsters for a little while.
Yes.
You've all been caged up and dragged along. The actual most scary monster, sorry, Liv,
Rude.
is the Kakwari, which is currently in a massive cage over to the side.
Okay.
There are 2 other monsters, on top of Sweetloaf, of course, who you know. There is a monster called a Batabo, which is like a scavenger. And there is also, sorry, Liv, a fire-spitting arachnid called a Hagsetsu.
Oh,
All right, we just don't look at them. We pretend they're not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just,
Have a
just
bit-
ignore that one.
On
Ignore
our
that.
cage, we have a big leaf to cover up wherever we are, so we can't see.
Like-
Don't worry, I only count
blinds.
7 legs. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah, that's all
No
good.
worries,
That's all
no
good.
worries.
They got a limp.
Okay.
Suffice to say, the monsters are a little bit pissed already.
Yeah.
They're-
With that being the
That's
case, also being extremely mighty, would I be able to what's the thing with the 5 eyes?
Those are called pakyaks, I believe.
Pakyak. Could I maybe use coal and try and communicate with it like, hey, ram the cage down. Do
Shall
it.
we explain how challenges in this
Let's
game
do
work?
it. Let's
So,
do it.
whenever you want to do something, just describe to me what you want to do.
Yeah.
I'll be telling you what that sounds to me, and then you will roll those stats. We have 2 collections of stats as Wilders. I don't know the same we. I ain't got any stats.
I mean,
Be one day.
Yeah,
if
you
try
can be
hard enough, little
NPCs and
boy.
creatures.
Yeah, sure. We have styles and we have skills. Kind of similar to the 2d20 system, I believe, where you're sort of combining 2 keywords to make a thing. So those styles include mighty, precise, tricky, and swift. Those are the 4 ways in which you can do something. And you will have up to 4 sort of dice pools in them, kind of like Forge in the Dark. You're rolling that many d6s when you use that style. But then you're going to combine it with a skill, which there are much more of. So there could be assurance, or call, or craft, or cure, or display, or grab, etc., etc. Those instead you have a plus number on, much like you would in many other RPGs. How many can I name drop? Who knows? Much like a Powered by the Apocalypse game, for example, in which you are going to be able to add to the dice that you roll. So if you've got a +1, you need a 5 to succeed on all your d6s, and you rolled a 4. Don't worry about it. Use the +1, turn it into a 5.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So you're describing to me, Liv.
yeah. Okay. I was going to yell to the scary looking creature and just like basically try and rile it up. Yeah.
Yeah. I think is it your loudness that you're
I think I'm using
pushing
my loud,
upon
yeah,
here,
like
yeah.
just kind of like, hey,
almost trying to like scare him.
yeah, like
Yeah.
come at me,
But
come
it's
at
bad.
me.
You're just hyping it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
I will allow that to be a mighty call. 'Cause I can
Hooray!
tell that's the stat you're looking for.
I mean, I wasn't initially, but I'll take it. Yeah. I honestly, as soon as I suggested it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And if anyone needs any of those skills described, let me know. A call, for example, is communicating with monsters,
Yeah.
vocalizing, and using certain supernatural traits.
Wonderful.
Oh, cheat sheet.
Yes. All right. So,
So, you're
my-
doing a mighty call. So what we're going to do is you're going to assemble your dice pool.
Yeah.
So you are going to grab the amount of d6s that you have dots in mighty.
3.
3. Okay.
Big.
Then
Yeah.
you're going to choose one of 2 options.
Yeah.
Because again, wilders are chimeras. We are both humans and monsters. We're both bug and snack.
Yeah.
And therefore, you need to choose whether or not to focus up, thereby using your humanity and embracing that side of you, or to go wild.
Yeah.
I think I know what this is gonna be.
When you go wild, there are 2 penalties.
Uh oh.
First of all, you need to pick one of your traits and describe how it's helping you in this situation.
Okay.
You
Shit.
can't use grit or the other one that everyone has.
Insight.
Insight.
Those are just natural human traits. Insight is a natural human trait. Grit is a natural trait of all living things. It's your willpower to survive.
Okay. I mean, well, I mean, yeah, I think that I would go wild because this is pretty wild. I'm communicating with another beast.
Yeah.
And I think I would use threaten, which is a thing that I have.
Very good. Yeah. It's exactly what you're after, right?
Yeah, literally. So, intimidating feature, deep roar kind of thing.
Yeah. So you're using that
Nice.
deep primal roar to try and rile up these monsters.
Yeah.
So when you focus up, you're going to get a D8.
Ew.
And this is called our action die.
Going wild.
I'm
yeah,
going
no, I
wild.
know. I'm just explaining them
Yeah.
both.
Oh,
Yeah, it's all good.
Cool.
So when you use your D8, the odds are pretty standard. A 1 through a 4 is like with a complication. So this is obviously you succeed on the D6s.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for 5s on D6s. But once you succeeded, that D8 or D20 will tell you how good it was.
Yeah.
So 1 through 4 is like a complicated success. Something bad happens, but you still got what you want. 5 through 7 is
Yeah,
what I tried to say there.
that's the
Will give you a complete success, so you got exactly what you wanted, and an 8+ will give you a critical success. That's
Wonderful
fantastic.
stuff.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
When you go wild, like I said, one of the penalties is that you have to use one of your traits, and you have to justify how you're going wild. The other penalty is you're going to lose one of your D6s that you roll. So that 3 is going to become 2 D6s
I've
instead.
got them ready. Got 2.
But in return, as recompense, you're going to get the exact same odds as the D8, but now on a D20. So as long as you roll an 8 or higher, it's a critical success.
Yeah.
And on a D20, that's pretty good
Yeah.
odds.
It
So
could
chance for
happen.
bigger payoffs, but
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you fail, like
It's,
bigger
it's
falls.
a
as
Yeah,
well.
there
risk
is
for sure.
there is a sort of like stat that you all share called harmony. Is your harmony as a group, but also harmony with nature and harmony with the people around you. That is a thing that you use to try and help each other. but it is also a thing that you risk losing when you fail on a go wild roll as well. So that's
okay.
there's a few different rules there, but as they come up more and more, you'll get used to them. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like you have to understand everything that's going on straight away.
That's all good. Okay, so yeah, I'm like huffing, I'm like blowing smoke out of my nose.
She's
and I'm like-
huffing.
Yeah.
She's puffing.
Puffin.
I mean, they are
They are
huffing.
huffing puffing.
They're, well, I'm talking about you. But
Oh,
they
I'm
are
like-
also doing that. Yeah.
This ain't me. This is a surprise.
This is just how you roll every time.
Yeah.
Just like, come on, let's get it.
Stop it.
Okay, right. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll.
Let's do it. So roll your d6s
Okay.
and your d20.
Ooh, D6 is first, and that's a 5 and a 6.
That's looking
That's
very
a
good.
great
That's two
start.
successes.
And that's an 11.
And that's an 11.
Nice.
So, your skill of call. Do you have any pluses in that?
No, I do not. So that's
Okay,
22.
so you just get whatever you rolled. So you've got 2 successes, and you've also got your action die, which is a separate roll.
Okay, gotcha.
So you rolled an 11 on that.
Yeah.
It's an 8 or higher, so you're going to critically succeed.
Ah.
Woo!
Here's a fun extra bonus for you.
Yes.
You've got 2 successes, and you only
do.
need 1.
Oh.
So you can actually spend your second success on any of your traits.
On any of my traits.
So if you look at your traits, you'll see that they have little bonus abilities that you can unlock by getting your extra successes on them.
Amazing, yeah. So like I can use so grit and insight. Just 1 success I can add, but threaten because it was a mighty check. I can do a mighty success, and then I can make a creature within 1 stride frightened of me.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna start something to go on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Threaten
it.
a god or something.
Yeah, rawr.
Or you could, I mean, the goal, right, was to get that, the Kakwari,
Yeah.
which is the huge, intimidating monster, which
Yeah.
is definitely the thing that's going to be able to cause the most destruction. So if that's scared, then it's going to start breaking some stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
this is true. But for now, I just wanted to try and like break out its cage, basically. So
Okay. So who are you targeting with that threaten?
Oh, the big scary, the
Big
biggest-
scary?
the
Okay,
biggest one.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, can you describe your guttural roar to me?
Describe or perform.
Perform is great.
Wow.
Yeah, like a
sorry.
rampaging.
That was incredible.
What
Yeah, it's
hippopotamus?
Thank you.
You feel like that low,
Nice.
like belly roar come out of your compatriot,
Rawr.
and it scares you as well.
Yeah, my
Well,
pants are filled.
Yeah. With ingredients for all the cooking you're going to
Yes.
do.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes. But more
middle,
importantly, it scares the creatures. Luckily, Sweetloaf was asleep and just kind of jolts up and it's just like, oh,
Yeah,
what's going
Sweet
on?
Love is used to me by now.
Yeah, Sweetloaf knows you.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the 3 creatures, sorry, that you are not familiar with, start going a little bit cuckoo bananas. They're just like, oh my god, what was that? What's around us? I'm trapped in a cage.
Yeah.
And whilst some of them are less, sort of like less strong and therefore can't really get through these like thick poacher cages made out of this almost like really, really strong bamboo-like poles, which you've been trying to
I've been
break
trying
this
to
whole
nibble
time.
through.
Oh yeah, and they
It's not
they
going
seem
well.
rock
I had,
solid.
like,
I chipped
Cleaver.
a tooth.
However, the Kakwari, the largest among them,
Oh no.
it stands 4 meters with its neck outstretched.
Okay.
And it is going absolutely crazy. And it starts smashing and thrashing against the sides of the cage. And
effective.
suddenly, you feel all of the the tense nature of the air start to shift. The guards are like, "What's going on? What was that noise?" You see birds fly off, and after a few smashes, you notice that the cracks in the cage are starting to appear. There is like a sound of alert from the village above you. You can hear what you recognize as one of the poachers' voices going like, "What was that?" At which point the cage just cracks open.
Oh.
And with a mighty roar, the Kakwari goes into a complete frenzy.
When you called for it, did you like goad it in any way that it's gonna come for us, or is it going a different direction?
You can tell that it's trying to get away from you.
Okay,
really.
we're alright.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it was either like, come at me, or, maybe it's threatened by the come at me, and it's like, I don't want to come at you. So,
Yeah, come at me sounds threatening. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
That's-
50,
I mean,
50.
you're literally saying.
Sounds like you're gonna be like, come at me, or I'm coming at you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Well,
fine.
it's not coming at you, that's
Okay.
for sure. After plowing through one of the poachers, perhaps in revenge
Get him.
for its engagement, you see it just sort of like use its head to just lift the poacher up into the air as he like flips backward, and there's a crunch as he hits the ground,
Oh.
and just like a ooh. And after that, he starts thrashing at the other cages as well. The arachnid creature is sort of like rearing back in terror.
You stay in there.
You can see the sort of pack animals are rearing up, and they're getting all cuckoo bananas as well. What a word. And after a while, the Kakwari sort of swinging back to start its retreat, it smashes into your cage and knocks it on the side. And something like pops or snaps at the top, and a latch cracks open, and you roll out onto the ground, only to see the Kakwari just sort of sprint off into the distance.
We're out.
You did it.
Just like on top of each other, piled like up, like. Okay, cool.
Can you get off of me? I'm trying to like crawl my way out from under you.
Yeah, it's a shame that you were on the bottom, really. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
I get up and I help my friends up.
Okay.
In its escape, it also smashed open Sweetloaf's cage. And Sweetloaf and the Kakwari start wrestling with each other.
What?
Oh. Okay, this isn't good.
Things are really kicking off. During their rampage, they crush wagons, they knock over more cages, and the remaining monsters are also freed. So it's all gone to hell, right?
Okay, well.
The poachers are losing their minds. They're desperately trying to get ropes around things because obviously they don't want to kill them; they want to sell them. And basically, you're just kind of lost in this like mess. And after a few creatures kind of like hurl around, maybe one of them just sort of like nudges you to the side, you fall over, you're on back. You're completely out of the loop. You've got no weapons on you, and you're just like.
I think I instinctively go to reach for the twine at my side, and then realise that there's nothing there, and then just turn to the other and like, tools.
Yeah, I mean, like I did my part, so you guys. It's your turn.
Yep, they're right.
Yeah.
I suppose it's on us now.
Hey, I had
Just take a
suggestions
breather.
as well, okay?
You
We
did.
all had suggestions, we just
I'm
didn't
really
do my
sorry.
thing,
It was a team.
okay?
It was a team
No.
effort.
You
It was a team
know,
effort.
we all had ideas,
I'm
okay?
sorry.
I
I just kind of
contributed
went
as
with
well,
like my
yeah.
gut. I'm really sorry about that. I know I should have like talked it through with you, but I got a bit anxious. So yeah.
There's another snapping of wood
My bones.
after the rearing.
Stop saying that!
Why are your bones made of wood?
Ow.
The pack yaks, after rearing hard enough, have like snapped the brake on the wagon and have started charging off with it. The poachers sort of dive onto the rope and are being dragged through the dirt by them.
Does it have our weapons on?
No.
Okay.
They took them up to the village.
Boo.
But after a while, you're kind of left in just the
rubble.
aftermath, the rubble of what you've done.
Okay.
There's like a very still pregnant pause where you're just like,
Is Sweetloaf still here or?
Sweetloaf is looking a little bit sorry for herself, after maybe taking a little scratch or a bite, and it's kind of like reared up and is maybe sort of like trying to waddle into the bushes to get away from things.
No.
I just try and comfort her, like, because we're familiar with Sweetloaf, right? We were captured together, so we know.
It's
Yeah.
a child.
So if there's something around that I know she likes in terms of like flowers or anything to eat that the poachers were maybe feeding to
sipping
others.
nectar from
Yeah,
flowers.
if there's nectar
Loves
from flowers.
that.
Can you make for me? Let's call this a tricky display.
Okay. I've got 3 in tricky, which is very nice.
Well, Sweetloaf is a Mamuda. What's a Mamuda?
Let me tell you. We've got a full bestiary. If you want to see any of these creatures, then again, that's all in the quick start.
Fantastic.
I'm having about 4 tabs open to get all of the stuff.
Ooh, not a bad roll, Matt. Not a bad roll at all.
We'll see. I got.
Did you focus up or did you embrace your wild side?
I just focused up, so I used a D8.
Okay.
Cool.
I rolled 1 success on the 3 D6s that I had, and I rolled an 8 on the D8.
Which is
It's a god.
This is what Sweetloaf looks like. She's kind of like a pangolin.
Pangolin.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
God, I love her.
queen.
She's very cute.
So happy
Queen.
she's my monstrous acquaintance. Would acquaint myself again.
This is what the Kakwari looks like a giant angry
That's cool.
peacock.
Yeah, I love that.
Ooh.
That can just go off and do its own thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's their
Just hang it
problem
out.
now.
Yeah.
We did
Well,
our part.
You're noticing that there was definitely something wrong with it, so
Oh.
it
Wrong
might
how?
become your
Yes.
problem.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, so you've how many successes? Sorry,
1 on 3 D6.
1
And
through
a
6, and
crit
what
on
was
the
your
D8.
An 8 on the D8.
and an 8 on the 8? Damn, yeah.
Critical.
You find like you said, a few of the like pretty flowers that like tend to soothe her. They've got a certain smell that maybe
Yeah, I
kind
got
of
a
reminds her of
smell
home,
things.
all that kind
Yeah.
of thing, and it sort of settles her down, and she just kind of, you can tell she's quite exhausted from all the travel as well. She just kind of like plops down,
Yeah.
and just sort of
I'm like, hey, girl, it's been rough, huh?
yeah.
But we're out now.
As you're comforting Sweetloaf, you hear the kind of pulley system of the lifts that they use to get up and down to the canopy activate. And you see that there is a collection of people riding the lifts down onto the forest floor.
Do they look gaudy?
No, they look local, actually.
Okay.
After riding a lift down to the canopy, accompanied by a few other villagers, there is a woman who you now know as Var Tinkua. She's the chief of the village. Var is her family name, Tinkua is her given name, so Tinkua is how you would refer to her. She's a wiry woman with bags under her eyes, but she holds herself with a stiff, upright posture despite how tired she looks. Matt Jarvis core. She doesn't want any trouble, but she's just trying to get the poachers to move on as quickly as possible.
Well,
Fair.
the poachers have moved on.
Now look at what you've done, she growls.
Oh, come on, T.
Oh.
I should have never let you near my village. Go! She's actually not shouting at you. She's shouting at Keys Altan, who was in the middle of negotiations when his captives escaped. This is the leader of the poachers.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, like, whoa, okay.
She pushes him off of the platform before it hits the ground.
Yeah.
And he lands on his knees, scuffing them.
God, she's cool.
He doesn't break anything, but it's a hard fall. And once he picks himself up, he scrambles away to find whoever's left of his followers, chasing after the wagon, probably, that's been ridden away, rather. And meanwhile, Tinkua approaches the Wilders. She's returning your tools to you as a show of good faith.
Thank you.
Oh,
Why didn't you get us out, though? What?
Listen, these poachers, I didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get them out of my town. But now, thanks to them, we've got monsters unleashed in our local environment.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's a
was
lot.
thanks to them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was their fault. Yeah.
So I'm just glad that you guys got out safe. Did they have you captured?
Yeah.
We were in the cage. That's how captured is the word I'd use.
they tried to poach us.
We were
Yeah.
poached.
I knew they were no good. I know. Look at him, slinking off with his tail between his legs. He's not welcome back in this village, I'll tell you that for sure.
Okay.
Listen, I need to be clear with you. I hope that giving back these tools to you, because they were given to us, and I don't want any money or anything like that. I just want to give you these back, and I do need to ask a favor. That Kakwari rampaging through our foraging lands is going to make it very dangerous to send my people out to get food.
Yeah, it's really angry as well. It's like mad. It's like, if I was going to describe it, I would say cuckoo bananas.
I would say that it is,
describe
in fact,
Yeah,
cuckoo
it's
bananas.
Yeah,
not-
we are licensed animal professionals. I think that is.
I think that's a
yeah.
technical term.
As animals, as partially
Yeah.
animals, like,
I didn't want to point it out, but I can tell that you folk are wilders, and I know that this is more your remit than mine. Thank you.
It's my lobster claw.
chomp chomp I do with my mouth, with my huge chomp.
I just kind of like whip my tail around a little bit.
Is there some kind of traveling show?
These aren't the
was
only
saying-
tools we have.
That's what we do.
I'm just saying, it's obvious. I'm not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
I got my lobster claw. I'm proud of
Look,
it.
we're here to do a job. We'll do this job for you.
Thank
you for our tools.
It's okay, and I'm obviously we would have let you out if we hadn't been beaten to the punch by rampaging monsters. But listen, the other two are fine, and I can tell that this one is familiar with you. She seems friendly.
Yeah, Sweet Loaf is not to be harmed.
But
so.
that Kakwari, there was something in its eyes. I think it might have been infected by the frenzy. And normally I would just hope that it goes back to wherever it roosted before, but that thing was on a rampage. My scouts saw it tearing through the brush. So anything that we can do to help, I will, but we can't really provide much other than direction.
I take my big torch. I sling it over my shoulder. I'm like, this is all I need. These two by my side. We'll get that thing.
Yeah, I just wrap a little bit of myself in twine, just like the feel of it, It's just very comforting.
He's big into BDSM. Which is good.
I
So
start chopping.
what?
Just like nettles.
Just
like
the air.
a kid.
Ha, ha.
Listen, it's quite clear the direction it went, and she gestures to the giant claw-like prints that are
Yeah.
sort of like trailing off into the distance.
That makes sense.
Just be careful on the trail. These parts, They're relatively safe, hence why we're able to forage usually, but they're not that safe, especially with a rampaging Kakwari around. We don't know what balance has been disrupted. So look after yourselves, and if you come back and prove what you've done, then we can help you out in return.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
I can tell.
Yeah.
No,
Sort
turn
of.
around and trip over something as I'm trying to walk away. And I like turn back. I'm like, still good.
One of the
Pull
other
back
villagers
up.
whispers into the ear of the chief, and she's like, "They'll be fine." So you have your mission. We need to, unfortunately, if it is infected with the frenzy, take down that Kakwari.
Can do it.
Eat it.
We have your direction. Follow the trails. We know exactly where it's gone. But there are some final preparations that we need to make before we go. So, Wilderfeast has 4 kind of phases of play. What we were doing just now is just called free play. You know, maybe it's like the little sort of introduction before the adventure starts or something like that. You can do what you want. There's no real sort of like mechanical fixed thing.
It's
that
your
you have to do.
RPG town.
It's
I
your
guess.
RPG town. Yeah. What we're gonna transition into now is phase 2, which is the trail.
Ew.
And before we do
The
that,
road
Hitting the
again.
trail.
I need to ask for a volunteer to be the pack's kitchen manager.
Da, da, da.
I mean, I could be kitchen manager.
You are studious and thorough. That
Yeah.
feels like good
You
manager
do
material.
love
yeah.
organising things.
You've got a fantastic CV. You're hired.
I mean,
I'm studious. I'm not thorough.
not
But I got fire.
Oh, you're not thorough.
And
Ah.
that is how you cook things. And I just
Yeah.
think, what's more cook manager than that?
I'm
Yeah,
also
that's
not
right.
decisive, so I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well you're
You're
gonna
like,
keep.
what are we doing? You're like,
Ah,
I'm managing you guys.
yell at it.
You're gonna keep a list of all the pack's ingredients and snacks,
Okay.
updating it whenever food is acquired or consumed. The packs store all their food collectively, and in this game, we don't concern ourselves with the question of who's carrying what.
Okay.
We've got a shared inventory of stuff.
Well,
Um,
I've already had to steal a pen from my good friend Not.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
So amongst the tools that were returned to you, you also got the packed rations that you already had. Each wilder has 3 servings of their hometown staple, which are
Hometown staple. Oh, thank you. It's Mostak.
Which is what?
I guess like a veggie,
It's
mossy.
yeah. It doesn't actually describe
Tack
it.
is like food you
Oh,
take on a
moss
trail.
tack.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mostak. Sorry.
You know, like pirate.
There is a
bread.
space
Yeah.
there. That's my mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Just
made
a
a
moss.
moss tack in my
Well,
pocket.
I learned something today. I didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just
Thank you,
flour and
Wilderfeast.
water.
So it's like lemon bread, but moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but worse.
Like moss.
Easy. Mine is steamed bread.
Steamed bread, delicious.
Like a
Oh,
snatch
nice.
like a baobab?
Yeah, that's
like a
what I was
baobab.
thinking. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And mine is sourdough, which
Oh,
I just
Nice.
keep
yeah.
on
Yeah.
shoveling into my mouth.
I like
3
that. Your big,
different
strong
types
teeth
of
just.
carb.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. gotta
You've
go.
also got 1
Energy.
serving of your hometown spice.
Nice.
Rock salt.
Rock salt.
Oh, nice.
Himalayan.
There's yao pepper.
Yao pepper.
Arc ebony pepper.
Ooh, double pepper on one salt.
Yeah, I'm sensing a spicy pepper and like a sort of cracked black
Yeah,
pepper.
mine's a
Yeah.
spicy
Yeah.
pepper.
All together, though, we got
Fiery.
salt and 2 different types of pepper. That's
Yeah,
really
a
nice.
lot
We
of
got a meal
bread.
going
Salt,
on
pepper, and
here.
chili. That's the basis
sounds
of a lot
good.
of meals.
Can't
I'll
go
tell you that.
wrong.
So these ingredients all have different names. They're found on your character sheets to give you some flavor, but in terms of their game mechanics, they function identically. Sorry.
So you said we have 3 of those.
We have 3 of the hometown staples and 1 spice.
Okay.
What servings, that is. So your hometown staple doesn't have any additional effect, but the seasoning is basically just an additional like requirement for the meals that you're making. The rest of your ingredients for making your meals will find along the trail,
Yeah.
and also
They'll be alive.
when we cut up the monster.
I've
So,
got this. I swing my cleaver around haphazardly.
all right.
Whoa,
Just one of my plats is cut.
Ah, you're fine. You need it.
No, I needed a haircut.
Yeah, do you reckon they do the haircuts as well with the
Slow me
same?
down.
Yeah, you
Careful, careful.
You
careful.
never know when you're gonna get a haircut, but you will
Yeah.
get one.
You'll have-
keeps my hair cut.
Okay, so the Kakwari's tracks lead deeper into the gnarled wood.
Sounds inviting.
The monster moved fast in the time it took to retrieve your tools and gather your supplies, but at least it left clear prints for you to follow. Traces of other monsters crisscross the path, a reminder that this forest is full of life. Some of it nourishing, but all of it hungry.
Hey, count us within those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Tuon Siha, the gnarled wood, wakes and slumbers in rhythm with the monsoon. This is a rainforest. You're in a very rainy forest. During the wet summer, the forest is really humid and green, with both humans and monsters scrambling through its branches to make the most of its seasonal bounties. But during the dry winter, as it is now, the forest enters a sort of crackling, brittle dormancy.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
Its iconic twistwood trees, which have trunks that twist like wrung towels, shed their leaves, and many of its native monsters migrate elsewhere. Winters here are usually cool, but currently a heatwave ripples over the Sen coast, and recent wildfires have made the air feel dirty and thick.
Ugh.
It's a bit of a foreboding atmosphere.
Yeah.
The worst time to be traveling.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's like as you're sort of like traveling through, you're following the prints. There's a few things that you sort of notice around you. You hear like a fat pigeon-like worry that coos in the undergrowth. Then it scatters in a flurry of feathers if you get too close. Like you're sort of, what is that? Is that maybe something? And then in an instant, it's gone. There are overgrown, crumbling ruins of a giant's palace that loom above the trees as well. As the villagers told you, it was picked clean by looters long ago, but it might still provide some kind of shelter if you're looking for somewhere to camp.
Okay.
And lastly,
Noted.
there are sheets of hanging rice that drape over the branches. Arboreal monsters also live in the canopy, eyeing any would-be harvesters with suspicion.
Like the restaurant.
Little eyes popping out of the darkness, you know?
I mean, I was wanting to get some rice, but
Yeah,
So
maybe
watch us.
we'll find it later.
we got enough. We got enough carbs going on, you know.
Yeah, that's
We've
true.
got 3 types of bread.
Like, how dangerous are harvesters?
The
I think we're
restaurant,
the
not
harvesters.
very. You're the harvester.
We're
yeah.
the harvesters. Oh, okay.
Look
We're
at
gonna
me.
harvest
I'm the
the rice.
harvester.
I thought you were
And
saying
then
there was
watching-
something.
No,
up there,
they're
like-
watching would-be harvesters.
Yeah.
As in, if you go after that rice, there might be something that might chomp you up a little bit.
We got a mission. We got food. Let's just keep following the tracks because it's
So
getting away from us.
Prime to cleave, you know? But okay.
Primed
whatever you
to
say.
cleave.
There's so many
manager.
things that are primed to cleave.
Everything
you
is
know?
so
If we
cleavable.
stopped and everything was primed to cleave, we would never get anywhere.
Yeah,
And
we have a lot of supplies, you know?
Exactly. So let's just keep on.
You're the kitchen manager. I'll listen
And managing
to you.
us forward to
Yeah.
follow the steps.
You're managing us very well. Thank
Thank you. It's
Okay.
really hard.
So we're in the trail phase. So during the trail, you complete travel rounds. So one after another until you reach your destination. At the start of each travel round, the pack chooses to either gather supplies or move on.
Gather supplies.
Cleave. So based on your collective choice, so obviously you'll have to decide this as a group, you're going to make tests as appropriate, and then finally at the end of the round, the area is going to act in response. So if you want to gather supplies, you're going to slow down, you're going to gather food for the wilderness, recover your strength. You won't make any progress towards your destination, but it's dangerous to strain yourself without pause. So to gather supplies, you're going to follow these steps, you're going to forage, and then you're going to camp. However, if you move on, you're going to try and actually traverse through the area. So right now, you've got all your supplies. You know, you haven't
Yeah,
taken
we
any
just left
damage
out.
or
Just-
anything.
I'm saying
We
let's
got all this
keep
bread.
going. We
Yeah.
got so much bread.
Yeah.
Every type of bread you could possibly want.
All 3 of them.
A disgusting kind, a nice kind, and a
I was
nice
gonna
Look,
kind.
I like moss.
I mean,
Hey, that's my hometown staple. Come on.
I
I don't know how you can eat that.
I know
but-
you
It's
like
delicious.
it. And I
I know
It's
you like it.
realistically, when we're looking in the supply box, when we're like, oh, what's left? And it's
Moss
always-
it's delicious.
I know, it's always left. It's
Yeah.
always there.
And I love
There
that.
always is some.
Look,
All
I'm not
saying,
complaining because it
is,
means
like,
more mustache for
when
me.
we're like camping out and like, oh, we've just like got a simmering steamed bun and it's really nice. Oh, like so
good.
soft,
Some
so warm.
peppers.
And then we've got like
Oh.
a sourdough on like a crackling fire and it just breaks so nicely and it's like, no. And then you've got some moss tack on the ground and I step on it accidentally like, oh, do you want this? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And then get a bit of pepper on it, just like
Pepper already on it from where I
Yeah,
stomped on it.
You got the
know?
wet, you got the spicy. It's,
Oh, you got the
yeah.
wet? Good.
Well, it's moss.
It's wetter. It's always wetter than I think it's gonna be.
like
know?
you think it would be dry, but it's
You
so
would.
wet.
It's always,
It's
you know,
so
it's like
wet.
spongy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have always got that, which is why we don't need rice. You know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
fall back on that. That keeps.
You don't need any more
forever.
meal bases.
No.
You need some stuff to put on top,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
We need a kagwari.
We need some protein.
Mm,
Yeah, some little-
delicious.
Yeah.
Or maybe some
Fried
calamari
up.
eggs.
Oh my god.
Oh, poached
Poached
eggs.
eggs.
Yeah. All right. let's
Yeah,
keep-
these
let's keep
eggs,
on,
how are
let's
they
keep on.
cooked? Are they poached by an chance.
No. Oh, don't tempt me with a good time.
I won't be able to tell you because I'm quite scrambled.
So, every journey itself is a challenge, which you're all going to collectively contribute to. So, for the gnarled wood, there is a distance of 5 times the number of wilders, so 15. So 15 is what you're trying to... That's the arbitrary distance you're trying to travel before you get to the next region.
Gotcha.
It has a hazard level as well, which is going to come into effect. But the first thing that you need to do is one of you is going to have to volunteer to be the navigator for the round. So if an event singles out a wilder, it will single out the navigator. So it comes with a bit of risk. Then the navigator is going to make a traversal using any style. So use the traversal skill with whatever style you think matches how you travel. And you're going to complete the challenge from step 1. If the navigator succeeds, then they cross that much distance on their action die. So if you focus up, you get up to 8, for example. But in addition, for the rest of the round, wilders gain advantage on their traversals if they use the same style as the navigator.
All right.
So if the navigator's like, we got to be swift, then you're better off also being swift
that's
because
fun.
you'll catch up.
Yeah.
But also, if you're not very good at being swift, maybe you want to fall
Just
behind
chop
a
your
little
way
bit.
through.
Yeah, exactly. Just cleave.
Cleave, yeah.
Can the navigator be the same person as the kitchen manager?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it can change through travel round as well.
Okay.
Yeah, should I navigate to start with?
Yeah, lead
so
the
I'm
way.
managing, I'm like, I'm
You're on
setting
following
us
the
off on
kitchen
this
manager.
path.
Yeah,
You
you've
know,
been doing
I'm
a
like,
great job so
I'm
far.
busy
and I
eating,
think that
just nibbling on little like moss crumbs in my bag, not the actual bread, or not the tack. Just
I'm just picturing you
Vile.
eating lichen. Like that's all I'm picturing with it.
Lichen?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Lichen, lichen,
Lichen?
lichen, lichen. I mean, I don't
let's
know
call
what
the
it
whole
is.
thing off.
End the game. All right. Okay. So I would be doing precise.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my style because that's me. I'm studious. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm taking everything into account. I'm really like looking at the footsteps, like following. I'm like putting my feet into its footsteps. Be like, okay, I'm following it. No one else can follow us. I'm being very careful, like looking at the distance of the sun and the sky, and being like, okay, we should be going this way, and like looking at my
you're
finger and be
like-
like, the wind's going this way. Like we should be going so we're not like downwind of any monsters or whatever.
You're focusing on one area, but you're not focusing on all of the areas because you're not thorough. So, like, you know.
Being precise.
Yeah, precise, exactly.
Yeah, why would you need to talk about everything else that's not relevant
exactly.
when you're being
Exactly.
precise?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're going to make our first traversal. So traversal has to be your skill because that's what you're doing.
Yep.
But you're going to use your precise style. So grab your dice, and then are you going to focus up or go wild? Or go wild.
I'm gonna try and go wild
Whoa!
and use because why not? You know,
Why not?
I'm a
She's
creature.
going wild.
Because I'm gonna try and use, if this makes sense, if not, I'll go for the other one. I'm gonna use my generalist diet, which means I can stomach anything. So I think I'm like coming up like against leaves and like eating it to be like, has it passed by
Oh,
this
that's
leaf?
good.
To see if I can taste like the feather brushing against the leaf or something. So I'm just
Yeah.
like putting whatever I come across.
Just eating your way through the brush.
Yeah.
Like a machete but teeth.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were stopping
fun.
for snacks. What's happening? No?
I'm not. This is careful, precise management is what I'm doing right now. I'm not. There's no snacking.
Yeah,
I'm being so.
Her stomach can't
Not
actually
taking it
digest this.
personally
Yeah.
though, because you just like disregarded the moss tag, and now here you are eating the
I
undergrowth.
don't like it. I'm doing what I have to for the group.
Okay, well, let's see how it works out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that
All
was
right.
good.
2 5s and a
Nice.
10 on my action.
There we go.
dice.
All right, so that is a 10. So that is it's a crit success, but we're worried about we're doing what's called I believe a challenge. A challenge is when we're all collectively contributing to one number value that
Shit.
we need to reach. So because we're only trying to get 15 and you rolled a 10, that's great.
Woo!
So you are going to cross 10 of that 15 distance
Wow.
behind your
Nice.
navigator.
Eating our
and-
way to victory.
And again, in addition, for anyone who else who wants to use precise when they contribute, you'll get advantage, and you're
Great.
all going to be able to contribute once
Cool.
to the traversal.
I imagine you just like spitting like the grass behind, like a lawnmower without the bag on the back.
Just
Just
like,
It's in my mouth. It's in my mouth. It's in my nose.
going, making my way forward.
I'm somewhat precise. Not as precise as you, but I'm somewhat.
You've found the tracks using your keen nose and taste. You have found what are you sniffing? You have found like you said, the iconic sort of weird smell that the feathers of a Kakwari give off. And you found the
Iconic.
tracks and where they, because obviously when it got thick, sort of, and all the fallen leaves and things like that, it was difficult to find the tracks again. You've retraced them. These are still, though, old tracks, which means that the monster is 2 areas away.
Whoa.
Okay. So we're gonna be fast.
Yes.
Shit.
But precise.
Can I precisely help?
Absolutely.
Cool. So I'm just
Precisely you can.
precisely great. So I got 2 in precise. And I'm just gonna focus, I guess.
Gonna focus up?
Yeah, I'll just
Alright.
focus up. I'll give it a go. I don't think they're very good at focusing, but I'll try it. It's 5. That's a 3. And that's an 8.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's all you needed, really. So you're sitting pretty. So basically, once we hit that challenge level, you're going to have done the traversal. When you complete the challenge, each wilder is going to lose stamina equal to the area's hazard, which is 1. So you're all going to lose 1 hazard through the gnarled woods. Strain is unavoidable while you're traveling, but you move through the wilderness as safely and skillfully as you can. Had you failed to reach the result that you required, you'll still travel, but that's the extra amount of strain that you'll need to make up the difference. So if, for example, you had only rolled, let's say, 12 collectively, you would all take an extra 3 strain as you're having to push yourselves harder to get where you need to go.
I see. I think we did it.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Good team.
So
Matt,
now-
you wanna write down your stamina drop. It's up there.
Thank you.
So now I've got a little timer that I'm making note of. I'm not going to tell you what it means,
Oh my goodness.
but I'm going to tick off one of the sort of like, if you imagine like a clock from certain RPGs, I'm going to tick off one of the quarters of that.
Okay.
There's 3 of those remaining. But we're also going to have an event. So events are vignettes that punctuate the rhythm of travel. Many are quiet moments to take the world around you, but others are obstacles you must overcome to reach your destination. If an event calls for a challenge, we enter free play and we make tests to complete the challenge, and then we move on.
Okay.
The first event is you actually notice broken Mamudo scales, still wet with blood, that are scattered across the ground.
Sweet loaf, don't look.
Is Sweetloaf still with us? Fine. All good.
You do not have Sweetloaf with you.
I thought we left Sweetloaf in the village, right? Because we were like, this one's nice. And they were just hanging out with their flowers.
Yeah.
So
She's just having
Sweetloaf she's fine.
Yeah, she's just.
Okay.
She better be.
Well,
Or I'm gonna lose it.
long scrapes on the edges indicate they were torn off by the Kakwari's metal talons.
Oh, when they were fighting.
Did get into a fight. Yeah. Okay.
Or unless there's another one. I'm gonna pick one of the scales up and then clean it off.
Yeah,
in my
keep it
pocket.
with you. But for now, that's all that happens. It's a relatively quiet journey.
Okay.
Can I use insight, which is one of my traits, or can I kind of examine the one that Torch picked up, or another one, to see whether there's any like telltale signs on it, like a coloring or a certain like patterning on the scales that I
Of
might.
the scale, you can tell that this is Sweetloaf scales, if that's what.
Oh,
you
they
want.
are Sweetloaf
Yeah,
scales.
they
Okay.
are. But it's evident that they were obviously something that was maybe stuck to the claw or something like that. So you can tell you're following the right Kakwari.
Can I tell
which is
where
good.
they're from? Like, can I tell whether that might be a more dangerous injury to Sweetloaf when we get back?
Yeah, sure.
Like, are they belly scales? Are they kind of neck scales?
Let's look for a precise search, perhaps, or a precise study. Let's call that actually.
Sure. So I've got only 1 d6 in precise, and then I will focus. So I'm rolling a single d6. I rolled a 1 on my d6 and a 3 on my d8. So I guess we now see what happens when we fail.
As far as you're concerned, you're just like, I don't know, these just look like all of her scales. Like, she sheds them sometimes, but, you know, you might be missing out on key information here that you might soon regret at some point. But that's fine, because that's all. As far as you're concerned, you're like, well, they
Could be
don't
from
look,
anywhere.
they don't look vital.
Yeah, she seemed fine enough when she was just sipping it.
It's just a bunch
Yeah.
of organs on the floor.
Are we sure that's a scale?
sorted
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
viscera.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
Does
pretty
she
sure.
need her heart? Really?
She's got
have
multiple.
her.
She already took my heart.
Can I say, Wheels? I think that Prize as we're going along. They have the ability. One of the traits is electroreceptive.
Yes. Like spidey sensors.
Indeed. I can feel weak electric currents, and all living creatures emit currents I can detect. When sight and hearing fail me, this extra sense prevents sneakier monsters from getting the jump on you. So the entire time, I'm just kind of like listening out for.
Yeah, you notice little twitches,
anything
perhaps, in their body language. And it's like, oh. And then, like a few moments after, you hear the scuttle of a lizard, like running past. It's like, oh,
Prize, you good?
What?
You good?
Prize, what do your shark eyes see?
It's not my eyes, it's my scale body. It's my
What is your scale body sense?
my scale body sense is a little lizard, and that's what I've got so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might
Alright.
just mean my tail. I'll try and hold it still.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, keep that to yourself.
Okay, if
Thank
you guys separate and then maybe you won't be
Yeah.
distracting each other.
Okay, cool. Let's all split up and just go to different parts of the jungle.
No. We're
No?
staying close.
Okay, this is why I'm not the navigator or the leader, the kitchen manager. So.
As the gnarled wood starts to sort of dissipate, and you notice a change in the type of tree and the kind of space in between them as well, you enter into a sort of like slightly different type of biome almost. This is the honey orchard.
Oh, Sweet Loaf would love it here.
Oh.
Nomads
she'd
of
love
Clan Toe cultivate this section of the gnarlwood. Every time they pass through, they build and leave behind artificial hives, which
my God.
colonies of Zin bees fill in their absence. But it's been a long and rough year, and the Toe families have yet to return. In the meantime, the Wilders can gather any surplus honey from the hives without giving too much offence.
Yes.
So that's something to consider
Yeah,
if you're
would love
looking to stay back. There are walkways and bridges in various states of disrepair that connect the branch-like roads, and Clan Toe deeply fear the monsters on the forest floor, as so they usually travel above their reach wherever possible.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's not a fact of considering it. I am scooping up that
Oh
honey
yeah,
for all I'm worth.
If we get like enough honey here, we'll be set for like the rest of our journey, surely, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love honey.
Well, on the lookout for it, because I'm assuming you're going to do some gathering, which is good. You notice a box-shaped hive that's buzzing odiously, but also headless bees litter the ground beneath it.
Oh.
A miniature war of succession plays out within, as immature females compete to become the new queen of the colony.
Damn.
Wow, they got some stuff to
Feel
work out.
savage.
What is this? Like
Drama.
2006? Like, girls hating on girls? Such a shame.
In the
Who before
background,
this?
Such a shame.
you notice a wild Mamudo looking longingly at the honey dripping down from a hive.
Ah.
Even for him, it's too far out of reach. He lumbers away once he hears or sees the Wilders.
Oh no, come back. She could be a friend for Sweet Loaf.
Can we, yes,
What did they
can we,
love?
can we scoop up some honey and go and offer it? We're
So-
here to look after nature.
Yeah,
so-
absolutely you are.
Trees, right?
So as I said,
Get
there's two sort of actions you can take. One of them is to just travel on. The other is, of course, to
Cleave.
gather supplies.
Gather supplies.
Gather,
Yeah.
gather.
So this is up in the trees. So I'll volunteer myself as traversing in this case because I've got this
Yeah.
twine.
Oh, yeah.
I can
You're
chuck
a
the,
traverser.
chuck the
Oh,
twine
yeah.
up, climb up.
Twine up, climb up. That's
Yeah.
what they say
Jobs are
Yeah.
good.
at the old Moss Tack hometown.
My debut album, Twine Up, Climb Up.
So there are.
Can't wait to
I'm going to
hear
list
it.
off some ingredients that are available to you, and each one
my
is going to
God.
require a certain style to collect.
All right.
So the example they give, there might be like tubers buried in the hard earth that would require you to be mighty to get them out.
Right.
Stuff like that. So
That's
are
on
you after the honey?
Yeah, I think
The
so.
best bit.
Nom nom nom.
What else are we getting? The beeswax.
Oh, delicious headless bees.
Yum,
Mm,
yum,
mm,
yum,
mm,
yum,
mm.
yum, yum. Ow, my throat.
You're going to love this.
You're allergic?
To get the balm honey, you need to be tricky.
I love to be tricky.
Oh, you're so tricky.
Yeah, I'm like Run DMC over here.
Yeah, you're so right.
So you are aware of the effects that this honey can have. It's a very healing honey.
Oh.
If your meal that you cook this with restores more than 12 stamina, you actually get to heal one of your wounded.
Ooh.
So that's just good. Wounded 3 basically means you're incapacitated. Wounded 2 is bad. Wounded 1 is not as bad.
The
Definitely
other
want this
effect is
honey.
it's delicious because it's honey.
Yeah.
A clear, low viscosity honey with remarkable medicinal properties. Smoke is a common method to sedate the bees before taking it.
Right.
Okay. Good.
Oh.
What would you like to do?
Okay. Can I help?
Oh,
Wow.
Can
yes.
I use the help action?
Yes, of course you
My
can.
goodness, it's all happening!
Ah.
What an incredible demo of this RPG we're putting together.
I would, while you're climbing up to get or when you get the honey, I would like to like get some dry leaves and stuff and like build a little fire underneath the hive and then set it alight with my torch.
I will say as well that all of you can make one of these searches. So we're going to use the search skill.
Okay.
So you can also.
I'm helping.
You're just going to help?
I'm better on the ground. I'm not up in the trees.
Well, because no, it's not just the honey that's available here.
Yeah, cool.
There are worry eggs,
Worry eggs.
sage's tea berries,
What?
fool's tea berries,
I'm
and
a
pillow
fool.
root available for harvesting.
So
So think about it. You could be going off on your own little one because based on the style that you pick, you're gonna find different ingredients.
Can I do several things? Because I wanted to take a look at the bees. Am I allowed to take a look at the bees as well as?
You can just have a look. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask you for a skill roll for that.
Free
Okay,
play.
cool.
Free right now.
Can I just?
Well, we're in the trail phase, but
We're
Maddie.
All right, I take it. I thought we'd gone back into free play. I take it back.
Okay. While they're doing that, am I able to snuffle my way along the ground and then like see if I can sense anything in the ground and then just like dig both my hands in and then like, you know?
yeah. So
We got pillar root.
Yeah.
there is a soft starchy tuber that you can boil, mash, bake, or fry called pillow root.
Stick it in a
Oil
stew.
mash to get a stew.
Yeah, they say that there's no greater pleasure than tucking into a pillow root dish and then taking a nap.
That's what they say.
Yeah,
God,
No
that sounds
greater
great.
pleasure.
no greater pleasure.
Literally nothing.
Eating some pillow root and just falling asleep.
Yeah.
To be fair, that does sound amazing.
Yeah, it sounds
it
great.
sounds
Yeah.
incredible.
Sounds like
Sounds
great.
That's what I do like
evening.
every night.
Like eating a delicious squash and
Yeah.
taking a doze.
Oh my god, just filling off on mashed potato and then
That's-
passing out.
That's
Yeah.
my life.
Sign me up.
That's my life.
Please go, please.
Don't mind if I
Make it
do.
happen.
Okay, cool.
So you're always going to be doing what did I say earlier? A search.
Yeah, it's a
Gabba.
search.
I
Gab.
don't think Gabba's a skill. I think it's search.
Yeah, it's just search. I think. Yeah, search.
Yeah, search.
Searching.
Or hoard.
Oh, hoard. All that pillow roots.
Hoard having or accumulating resources and storing them safely. Interesting.
Oh yeah, search is finding things like tracks, food.
Yeah,
or
I believe
foes.
it's search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So yeah, we're gonna make a search action. So you use your search skill,
Yeah.
and then because you're using the style mighty to look after the pillow roots, it's gonna be a mighty search.
It is.
So, are you focusing up or going wild?
Going wild.
Live.
So, what? I focused
wild.
up. I'm
We're
wild.
monsters.
I'm a little monster. I'm scary. Lady
Monster
Gaga's
high girls.
little monster. Exactly. So, but I also have +1 to search wheels actually.
That's
So-
good. That's
yeah.
good.
So that just adds a 1 on top of what I.
Yeah. So whenever you've got pluses, you can add them to any of your die results. You can divvy them up as much as you want. So if you've got +2, you can put 1 on one die, 1 on the other. You can put it on your action die as well.
that's
So if you want to,
fun.
for example, your action die is going to determine how many portions you're getting. So if you want to get an extra portion, shove on the action die.
Yeah.
you know?
All right.
Beautiful.
Scoop on up.
Now, I know that when I go wild, I have to use one of my traits. Now, here's the thing. It says all living creatures emit currents I can detect. So, plants are technically living, are they not, Wills?
Yeah, well, mushrooms communicate using the roots.
Well,
Yeah.
we
There's a
are.
board game about it by Elizabeth Hargrave.
And The Last of Us also does that.
Yes.
Although in a less fun way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Less upbeat
Less,
way.
less fun, guys.
Yeah.
Like true receptive it is then. Yeah, so I just immediately fall to the floor and then I start something like
Yeah,
They do it.
you're like a metal detector for
Yeah.
vegetables.
so we got a 6 on one of them and a 4 on the D6. I got a 4 on the D20, which is not great, but I have a +1 to search. So does that do anything?
Yeah, so you've got 2 choices. You could either up that 4 to a 5 on the action die, or you could up that 4 to a 5 on your success dice to get another success, which you can then spend on one of your traits. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll do it on my regular die, please. My D6.
Okay, so you've got 2 successes.
2 successes.
You only need 1, so use that other success to activate one of your traits.
Wonderful. So, so 1 success, I can increase my grit by 1, or establish a detail about the situation with insight. Oh.
The bees. What's
Yeah.
going on?
That's true.
I already know what's going on.
Yeah, we kind of know.
You wanted to talk about the bees, right?
Yeah, I did want to. It says increase bracket A.
I think that's your
bracket.
action
That's
die.
Yeah, it's your
actually
action. Yeah.
So it's the same outcome either way, really.
Oh, okay.
Because
Cool.
you could have spent it on your action die.
Yeah, so
I see.
grit allows you to turn successes into pluses,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes, gotcha. Okay then. Yeah, just because it's here, I'll just be like, I'll snuffle on over to the bees and see what's going on there.
Turns out the pillar root is right underneath the bees.
Oh.
What's going on with the bees, Liv?
You're asking me
You're
what's
the one
going on?
establishing.
Oh, am I? Okay,
Yeah.
fine. As I'm like looking out for electric currents, I'm understanding that there is a fight to become the new queen, which is what you've said was a thing before. So it's not something that I can bring up and be like, "Oh, that was my idea." It's going badly. The fight's going badly. It's carnage, and there might not be any bees left. Maybe there's only one bee left in the hive.
Do you communicate this with the rest of the group?
Yeah, right.
Are they still under the ground? Is it like
Not.
root in your mouth?
After hearing this information, you know that, maybe you should be going after the hive where bees are a little bit distracted. Maybe you'll be able to scarper off a little bit more honey than you expect. When you do make your search roll, I'm going to give you a little +1.
Hey, thanks, Prize.
It's all right.
All
Got
right.
how
pretty
many
exciting, isn't it?
tubers do I get?
You're going to get your action roll. So you get, 4 portions?
I got a 6, and then I got
I mean,
No, your
your
action's
D20.
my D20. Yeah, okay, 4.
4 portions. So note
Alright.
that down.
All right.
God, if you rolled a 20, that would be a
Jot
lot.
that down.
Don't mind if I do.
20 portions of pillory.
22
It's like, now I
Sacks of
can't.
potatoes.
Well, I would imagine that not many people go wild on the let me get some root roll. So
I don't know why
I don't know
not.
who would it?
This RPG didn't see us coming.
What's more wild than snuffling about in the ground to get some
Yeah.
food, you know?
well, we know that you're going after honey. Maddie, what are you after?
I was going to help to give not advantage, which means that they get a success on a
Yes.
+4 instead of a +5.
Yeah.
So I was going to light some little bits of...
But do you maybe
Yeah.
want to just do a little scavenge as well? Because there's no harm in
Yeah.
it. There's no harm
I
in
want
it.
to do both.
yourself
Do
to
something-
scavenge.
Do something precisely, because Matt's doing something trickily, not doing something trickily. So
I was going to not do their thing first.
yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
All right,
alright.
Not, you're up.
Primed
So,
and
yeah.
ready.
So you're going to spend a harmony point in exchange for helping out Matt, and you're going to explain which one of your traits lets you help. Or your tool, I believe, as well.
My torch, yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm lighting a little fire underneath to
Yeah.
get some smoke to calm the bees down.
Excellent.
All right. So yeah, I'm hoping this would be tricky because I'm not trying to be precise. I'm
It is
trying to
tricky.
like
For honey,
yeah.
you need tricky.
Yeah, like
Nice.
throw up the twine, like
Yeah,
kind of because
yeah.
they're up in the branches, right?
Yeah, you're
And stuff like that.
sneaking
so-
away.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also I've let you know about this hive down here that's easier to get to.
Yeah,
That's
a
bees.
good point.
Bees.
So you're definitely rolling me a tricky
Bees.
search.
Okay.
Sorry, I interrupted you
tricky
by
search.
shouting the bees. Very sorry.
Thank you, Nicholas Cage.
But yeah, I think I'll tell you what, given that I know that the hive down bottom is also fairly unoccupied, but also Torch has lit the smoke which will rise up into the air, I think I'm going to try and go for
Yeah, go
both,
for it.
and that's how I'm being tricky
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of just like whizzing
the
through,
honey.
scooping before the bees even notice.
very sneaky.
Yes.
Fill your pockets with honey.
Are you focusing up or going wild?
I think I will just focus up.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, I could try and unhinge my jaw to eat a load of honey, which would be is a
Keep the
hilarious.
entire
In your
hive.
teeth like a hamster.
Yeah,
And
but
we
I don't
just
think I
eat
need
out
to
of
do
your
that.
mouth.
This is so
I love it.
Wilderfeast.
What a nice little family.
So I think I'm just focusing here. I need to focus and get as much as I can. All right.
Yeah.
So
We get successes from a 4.
Yeah.
successes from a 4. So
So I
two
give you
successes.
2 successes.
3
That's-
successes. Oh, no.
Do you have any pluses from search?
I do not.
Okay.
And so I rolled a 4 and a 6 on my 2d6s. So that's 2 successes.
Yeah. Your action roll
A
was
6 on my d8.
okay.
So
So you've
I've got a spare success.
You've got the 1 success you need. Yeah. Use your spare one to activate one of your traits.
Yeah, I might just use grit, Oh, no, okay. It's not a tricky success, is it? Oh, no, 1 tricky
It was.
success. I just
Yeah.
succeeded. I'm going to use camouflage.
Oh.
That chameleon coming in handy. So this is normally... So there's a specific combat use of this. But I'm going to say that I want to use it to try and sneak around and take the honey from these bees. So subtle patterning disguises you from sight. So I maybe just want to disguise myself as whatever's around us. Or at least my arms as I'm reaching into hives. Maybe it's disguised as bees. Yeah, like
Love that.
Snake Eater Metal Gear Solid style, where it's just like bee pattern.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. And then I'm just reaching in, and the bees are just like, oh, more bees.
Just
Like,
like
join the party.
the
Animated
pain.
bees just
Yes,
coming
exactly,
down.
yeah. But the bees are just like, great, more bees for this party. And I'm like,
And they're trying to behead your arm.
It's a sting.
Say what? What was your action rating?
I got a 6 on the D8.
Right, we're getting +1 from the fun little
Sorry, but
info
that's
from
what's
Liv.
happening.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just saying that, like, I'm imagining a hand that's made out of bees just coming up and, like, gently caressing your face.
Look at my bee beard.
My beard.
Beard.
Yeah, you're getting a +1 from Liv's information there. I'll give you another +1 for the camo.
Thanks,
That's
mate.
pretty good.
All right. So that's an 8.
+2. Get yourself a +3 combined
On my action die.
on your 6, was it?
Yeah, so it's a 9.
That's 9
9
portions,
portions
of honey.
of honey.
Nine portions of honey, my lord.
But I only store 8 because I eat 1 for myself.
Nice.
Just as I'm scooping, I'm just like,
That's called having a snack. Would you actually like to do that?
sure.
Have a snack.
Let's do
Have a
it.
little
Because I'm like,
snack.
8 for the group, 1 for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 for the group, 1
My,
for
as
me,
my
2 for the group, 3
last
for me.
hive, my hand just covered in bee honey, and I'm just like, I put my whole hand in my mouth. I unhinge my jaw and
No!
put my whole bee arm inside my mouth and just lick it
magic.
Put it
clean.
out.
Yeah.
Literally, like, turn and then it's like, oh.
Like sword swallowing, but it's my own
You
arm.
snuffling in the ground, in the dirt. You with your whole arm down your mouth. I'm like, all right, look at some berries. Seems like you guys got this handled. Oh, we're all such little freaks.
That's how I do
love
all
it.
fondue. I just put my whole arm in, unhinge my jaw.
God,
just
and all the arm hair, like stick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The bruise.
It's actually coming out sparkling though.
Yeah.
You can heal a stamina from that snack.
Oh, thank you.
You mainly want to use that in combat. It costs an action, so you can just
Yeah, you
like
got it.
quickly, shove some in your gob, get yourself a little bit of healing.
In your gob.
1 potato in my gob.
Mid-fight, raw potato.
So Link core, you know?
Potato a day.
Very Skyrim core.
Yeah.
Last but not least, would you like to do
I
some
want
scavenging
some
as well?
berries.
You want some
Yes,
berries? Looking off some
please.
tea berries. Okay, can you please make me a precise roll?
Oh, I would love to.
A precise
God,
search.
look at us go, guys. We're so good at doing our things.
They really are.
Okay.
I love honey.
Me too.
Just put my arm back in my mouth.
Okay, buddy.
Very like grotesque Winnie the Pooh, you know? Just like,
Winnie the Pooh, but with like stretching limbs and unhinged jaw.
Like the new horror game. The game film. Yeah.
ooh.
This game is so cute
Yeah.
when it wants to be.
Winnie the Pooh, but Stretch Armstrong.
I could go wild just because I've got generalist
Go
diet, which makes
wild.
me feel like I'm just
Go
eating every
wild.
single berry until I find one that's actually
We
good.
scavenging.
Yeah.
Not just eating everything you see.
Well, I'm like, it's
Wait,
one
else.
of these berries. I'm like, is it this one? This one? I just eat both of them, and I'm like, well, that one's poisonous.
Just come
I'll
back.
eat
There
covered in
is-
jam. Did you find
I
berries?
will
Yeah.
say there is a thing called fool's tea berry, which you might accidentally pick. So I'd be careful about eating everything
It's
inside.
generalist
Well, that's what I
diet.
mean. That's what my whole trait is about. Is so I
Yeah?
could use that to determine
Yeah.
which ones I actually need.
I just
Okay.
love that
So I'm
sentence. You just
saying.
like eat 2. Oh, that's poisonous. And then
Moving on.
It's just like it makes the most sense.
All right, go for it, buddy.
you know?
Go
The trick
for
is
it.
if
How
you
do you-
keep eating enough berries, though,
wild.
you eat the antidote as well. So it's like,
exactly.
oh,
So
that
remember
one's
to-
poison,
remember
but
to move one of your d6s.
I've taken it out.
Yeah.
how do you go? Can you describe how you go wild? Like, are you just like hoovering things up?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Generous
I'm
diet,
just looking at all the berries, and I'm not like I'm not like taking them up and looking. I'm just going.
I misheard you and saying I'm licking at all the berries, just like going along like lick. Like, the snozzberries taste like snozzberries.
Well, I didn't roll well on the dice. I rolled a 3 and a 1. I've got a +1, so I could make it up to a 4 on one of them.
That's not going to be enough, is that?
And then I got
Well-
an 8 on the d20.
Unfortunately,
So I can't find any berries.
you don't have advantage, I'm afraid. So the best you can get is a 4, which means no successes.
Yeah.
Which you just give yourself the runs, I think.
I just
She
go and
has a
throw up in a
generalist
corner.
diet.
Yeah, you go and throw up in a corner. And you know what, guys? I don't think any of these berries are good. I'm not gonna.
All
I'm
these
not gonna
berries
scavenge
Yeah.
them.
suck. Yeah.
She can stomach
I can
anything.
stomach anything.
She can stomach
Yeah.
anything.
But we can't,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
She chooses to throw it up because she wants to.
Can you read out what the generous diet effect is?
You can stomach anything. Passive. After you eat a meal, you may ignore the meal's bonus effect. Some ingredients come with negative effects like becoming fatigued. Eating them still restores stamina. So with this trait, you can make the most of ingredients with unpleasant side effects.
Okay, so you failed on a wild check, so you will lose a harmony.
Oh my goodness.
However, you would have also been fatigued from all those poison berries you ate. Don't worry about it.
Right. That's why I used wild. Because I'm
Excellent.
like, that's what I'm good at.
Right back where I started. Woo.
No, we've got some delicious honey and some roots. So,
Yeah.
next up, after we've all done our scavenging, we're going to camp. So, each wilder is going to end all conditions except for discordant and wounded.
Okay.
So, if you had any conditions, then they can get
We're all
gone.
good.
This includes any beneficial ones like hidden and rested. So your camouflage will wear off.
Oh
now.
yeah, right, yeah.
Yep. And then the pack is going to collectively cook one meal.
Yay! Oh, sorry.
That's
We've
quite
done the
So
wild,
excited.
and now it's
Freaking
time to
so
feast.
Excited.
Cook time.
All right, so first up, we're going to select our ingredients. Only capital I ingredients have special effects. Assume that you have all the other basic ingredients like cooking fats and grains and seasonings, etc.
Cool.
We're going to determine how much stamina the meal restores. Typically, the meal restores 1 stamina for each ingredient used to make it, and seasonings double those effects.
Nice.
The more honey you slap into that, the better it's going to be. Then we're going to determine the meal's effect. You're going to choose the effect from among the effects of the ingredients you used. A meal can only have 1 effect and must have 1 if effects are available. So if the
you
only
use
effect
bad
is a
stuff,
crap one, you've got to
yeah.
use it. And if you have multiple ingredients that provide the same effect, they add together. So some ingredients only provide their effect if certain conditions are met. So check these now. You're either then going to serve it fresh or save it for later.
I just want to point out there was a podcast I used to listen to that was called like D&D where like they would like have food and then also like play a D&D session. This would be such a cool thing to do with this RPG. Your GM decides what is going to be in like the game, and then they like make a meal.
There and snack again.
I mean,
but-
it has recipes in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it has
In
all
fact,
recipes.
I'm looking at some breakfast pancakes with king flour butter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some
wow.
delicious wingfish dumplings.
I would say don't play
Beautifully
this
illustrated.
game if you're hungry.
Yeah,
Oh my
don't
god,
That's the
yeah.
only thing
We
I
ate
would
before
say.
this session.
Oh
It's-
yeah.
So much food.
Prepare
And
one of the
the
recipes.
illustrations are amazing.
Oh,
like, they're really
this is the kind of game like you
good-looking
need food.
illustrations of
It's like
food.
you know when you're watching the Great British Bake Off, you
Yeah,
have
you're
to
like,
have a
yeah.
cake to eat, otherwise you can't watch it.
Yeah.
Right, how many ingredients are you shoving into this thing? and
So
which
what we
ones
got?
are
We
they?
got
Well,
honey,
We don't need
Kitchen
that.
manager?
tubers.
Honey and two.
Bear in mind, you can save this for later as well.
Okay.
You don't have to
That's
eat it
true.
straight away.
We can make sticky tubers.
Ooh.
Sticky tubers. Oh, honey roasted parsnips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically,
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Love that. Let's make some of those.
Okay, how many of each would you like to put into the meal?
How many
So we got a
tubers
lot
have
of honey.
8.
We got
Got a
9.
lot of honey.
You got
Yeah.
9
Nine
honeys
Why
and
don't
portions.
we
8 portions
use all of
because I
my
ate one.
tubers and then use 4 of your honeys?
yeah.
Yeah, 4 for
let's
4.
make a
4 and 4.
bunch.
Okay, so it's going to restore 8 stamina because you use 4 ingredients. The effects of those ingredients that you picked include rested, gain 1 rested from the tubers, or heal 1 wounded if it restores 12 or more stamina.
Yeah, so we might as well save it for later, right? Because we're
Yeah.
not really.
I'm only missing 1
tired or
stamina.
wounded.
Yeah.
Sure.
So-
I mean, we could also just have rested. What does rested do?
Well, so you can't do wounded because you are only restoring 8 stamina, right? And you need 12 plus for the honey to start taking effect.
Yes.
Right.
But rested
Yeah, rested.
is a positive bonus effect, which I don't currently know the definition of.
I
We'll save it for later. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, yeah.
don't worry.
Sticky parsnips all round.
So we got 4 lots of sticky parsnips.
Yeah. So
Sticky tubers.
Maddie's
Honey
making them.
tubers.
Honey roasted tubers?
Yeah. Honey roasted
I feel like I need a little sheet to put all my ingredients
I
on.
put it in conditions, but like,
Yeah,
yeah.
underneath little
It's got little lines that I can jot things down on. You know, why would I not put it there?
4 times.
So yeah, this is a meal. It's going to restore 8 stamina for you all, and it's going to give you the effect of rested 1, basically.
Nice.
Okay.
That's how this is going to
Sure,
go.
but we're saving it for later. Are
To
we?
save
I
it for
reckon
later,
so, yeah.
the meal becomes a snack. If you do this, you get a number of portions equal to harmony. with
Okay.
Harmony being 1.
We start with 3, right?
Yeah.
We've lost 2. So
You've
1.
lost 2. Jeez. Okay, so 1 portion.
yeah.
Later in any situation when there's no time to cook, a creature can eat 1 portion of a snack to restore stamina and gain its effects. Typically, harmony doesn't increase after you eat a snack unless it's a particularly significant snack, like like a gift your packmate gave you to make up for a bitter argument, for example.
So we've only
Aw,
got 1
that's
portion.
cute.
You got 1 portion, so 1 person can restore 8.
But didn't we do it 4 times? With 4 honeys and 4 tubers, so would that be...
No, it's
You can only cook one
you
thing.
slot that many
Oh, I
ingredients in and
see,
it becomes a
okay.
thing. If you were eating a meal, you just all eat it now and
Got
you get
you.
the effects. But for a snack, it depends on your harmony. So you've got 1 person can eat that thing, get 8 stamina, and get rested.
Okay.
So it's pretty handy.
Okay.
And you've probably got a fight coming up as well.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there you
Sweet.
Yes.
Hold on.
go.
But if we did choose to eat it now, then we would all get the rested buff. Is that correct?
That's true until you next rest.
Yeah. But 8 stamina is a lot of stamina
Mhm.
to keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to keep it as like a sort of health potion, or do you want to get arrested? That's up to you.
Do you want to get arrested?
Well, you should be
Arrest
Mr.
me.
B Hands.
I would say we
That
save
was
it because
perfectly
we're
natural.
not fatigued yet. So
Yeah, I'd say let's save it.
Okay.
unless you're tempted by tubers.
I mean, well, look, it's the group consensus. You want to keep it for a snack, and I respect that. You know, we're a democracy. I respect that.
All right.
Just feel like
Okay.
we're wasting 8 stamina otherwise, you know?
Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair.
It's a
Just want that
lot.
rested buff.
You got a big trip coming up as well,
Yeah.
because as you while away the camp at night, perhaps you're dangling from some of the slightly broken canopy like bridges.
Oh, I
to-
reckon I like twine my own hammock.
Oh yeah, love that.
Maybe I sleep like a shelob like style and wrap myself in a like I cocoon myself in
Upside
twine.
down.
I cocoon myself in twine. And I see you in the morning. That's it.
There he goes.
Every
night.
Is there any kind of like body of water nearby?
No, this is like a meadow,
Oh,
so it's kind of it's quite sort of
shame.
Do you sleep in
meadow.
water?
Is it the
Yeah,
word?
Yeah.
I would
The
like to just.
orchard.
Shark.
Sorry, orchard. This
Can
is
I
yeah.
not
This
just-
is
can I-
predominantly still forest.
Can I just say that I have a little pool that I like? I sleep.
Maybe
face
you've got like a
down
little
in.
cup of water that you get out and just sink your
My
fingers into.
Just like a
Like
bowl.
a football.
Yeah.
I just want a bowl that I can fill with water and put my face in it, and then that's how I sleep
Absolutely.
face down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Great.
See that up in the tree. Face palm into a bowl.
Good night.
I was like, lay out my sleeping mat. Just under a tree.
You're kind of part
Okay,
lobster. You
guys.
just sleep under a rock.
Yeah.
That's true.
Have a little rock over
I
your
just
back.
burrow
You know
down
the-
onto something.
You know the classic like cartoon sleeping of.
Yeah.
Mine makes actual bubbles. You're just silent.
I'm just
You're
muted.
just
Yeah.
gently rocking back and forth.
Ah, rock to sleep.
What a little fun little group.
So it's time. I'm guessing you don't want to do another trip because again, I'm going to mark another one of those segments on the clock.
Yeah.
You don't know what that clock means, but it means
It's
something.
probably not
It
good.
might be time to start moving on.
Yes.
Spent
So
a lot of time on the honey.
we did. The honey was a big deal.
You can't mention honey and not expect us
Exactly.
to freak
What am I
out.
gonna do?
you
It's
know?
a food game,
I know
Wheels.
exactly. And I'm glad we did some scavenging.
I'm gonna have honey when I get home. I'm
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I'm just
yeah.
gonna house some honey.
Zoe loves
Squeeze it
eating
straight in
actual
the mouth.
honeycomb. Do you ever
Yeah.
get that?
Oh no, yeah, I
Oh,
love
yes.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I could
good.
eat an entire hive if you left me alone.
Bees and all.
Hi.
Protein.
I wouldn't harm the bees. Bees are
No,
nice.
God, yeah, we love
the
bees.
bees.
Stingers in
I
the
would eat their
gums.
honey.
So, who would like to be the navigator?
Are we up in branches now? What's the environment looking like? Because we were in kind
Depends
of
on how you
branches
traverse.
Yeah, whoever's the navigator.
What kind of style of
Well, because
traverse?
the hives were kind of on twisty branches, right? So
Matthew,
but we're
would you
still on
like
the
to
ground.
be the navigator? And if so, how would you like to traverse?
Matt, I think it
The
should be
orchard.
you because I was
Okay.
like sneaking a peek at your character sheet and you have plus to traversal, so I think you should.
Live.
What?
That's
very
metagaming.
meta game of you?
Don't know what you're talking
I was going to
about.
volunteer because I do have twine.
I think you should do it.
I'm
yeah.
taking the skills we've been given.
I'm pretty
in
nimble
game.
in general, I think, compared to you two. So
Yeah.
my character is nimble, has twine to climb up things and scout around. So yes,
Yeah.
Good. All right.
I will navigate. Also, I'm
So-
full of honey still.
Oh,
What,
you've
what
been
type
buzzing.
of what type of style do you think you're traveling with? it
Um,
sounds pretty tricky.
yeah, but I think actually I'm going to say swift because I think in terms of we had a rest, we did spend some time on the honey, so I think we're now like we need to catch up.
Swinging on twine vines like
Maybe,
George of
yes.
the Jungle. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Or
Watch
like Tarzan,
out
I guess.
for that tree.
No, George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Because Tarzan isn't played by Brendan Fraser, so
Shout out to our audience, Zoomers.
yeah.
Yes, I think I'll go swift because I think we need to make up time because we stopped. for
Okay,
honey.
Yeah,
cool.
That's a good idea.
So that means that anyone who also does Swift is going to get advantage on their roll.
Okay.
But Matt, are you going to
Bad
focus up or go
blood.
wild?
You know what? No, I'm gonna stay focused because I've
Do you
only
wanna-
got 2d6. so-
You're looking for a 15 again. That's the distance you need to cover.
Yeah, but it's the
Combined.
successes I'm worried about.
Combined, yeah.
Because I've only got 2d6. And I
Yeah.
think if I take one away, that's quite a lot to put on one
Yeah,
die.
that's fair. That's fair.
So
So if we get advantage on a thing, then we get to use both dice results. Is that correct?
You get advantage means from a 4 plus you get a success rather than just a 5.
Okay, gotcha.
all right. Oh, that's real bad. I got on the D6s. I got a 2 and a 3,
Okay.
and on the D8 I got 2.
Well, we know that you've got +2 to traversal thanks to a metagamer. So
No, it's
one,
one.
Oh,
plus
plus
1 to
one.
traversal.
Actually.
that's not enough, is it?
No, that's bad.
But no, because it's
All right.
to action die with crit.
Well then, folks, that's fine because look, we're showing off the game. If the navigator fails their challenge, then they cross 0 distance, and wilders gain disadvantage on traversals if they use the same
Oh
style.
no!
Oh,
Okay, that's fine.
okay.
Well, I'm not swift anyway.
Don't go. I think I try and swing up, and a branch breaks, and I just
Look out for that
Face
tree.
plant.
Yeah, we even watched George of the Jungle.
just face
Yeah, we
plant
all
straight down.
Watch
and I'm
out
like,
for that tree.
go at me.
Yeah.
I'll catch
Oh my
up.
You're just like, this is
Okay.
not the way to travel,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I'm the
I
anti-navigator.
thought I was going to look so cool.
Don't we
Still
all?
good
man?
up
Instead, I
there.
look so fool.
Yeah. So true,
Yeah,
bestie. All right, then. So you two can both make your own challenges then.
Okay.
Please feel free to
Cool.
describe how you are traversing and what style that's going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna go mighty.
You're just going to start hacking through the
Hacking,
brush.
yeah.
I've got my
Yeah.
cleaver for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Hacking
Cleave it
through
up. Cleave it up.
Cleave it up.
All right, we'll start with you, Liv. Are you focusing up or going wild?
I'm gonna focus up
Oh, my God.
because
That's
everyone
character
keeps
growth.
getting
Oh.
mad at me when I go wild.
Well, I'm
I
just
will
saying.
allow you one
Fight.
time. I love
You
it.
got those tubers. It's all good.
Yeah.
Tubed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm all
Tubed
tubed
up.
I'm all for it. We're monsters. We should
Well,
always
I
go
know,
wild.
exactly.
No one should hold us back.
No one should.
Let us go a little wild.
Wow.
That's 2 successes already. That's good.
Ooh.
And a 6. So 1, 2 5s, and a 6.
Okay, so you can spend that extra success on something if you would like to. You could make that
Yeah.
6 or 7, or you could activate one of
Ooh.
your abilities.
Activate one of my abilities. I suppose I could do that. Detail about the situation. Could I see if there are any like? Can I tell if the thing's near? If the monster is near?
So the navigator is the one who found the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Not very successfully.
I found them by face planting straight down. Into
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I
down
found 'em.
here actually.
The
Yeah.
tracks are fresh,
Okay.
which means that you're one area away.
Yes.
I.e., the next area you move into, you're about to find that.
Okay.
I've forgotten the name of the creature.
Kakwari.
Kakwari, thank you.
Kakwari, I let everyone know that. Like,
I was about to call Marowak, which is a Pokemon.
Cassowary.
I like slash through some of the brush, and then I'm like, it's close.
In the weirdest way possible.
Prize. Do you remember?
Why is everyone just like fighting against my animal instincts? I don't understand.
It doesn't always have to be cleave, Prize.
It's about balance, Liv. We just think you've got a little bit too wild. is the only
I
thing.
am who I am.
What are you up to?
So you've contributed 6,
Yeah.
which means we still need, was it
9.
8?
9, right? Was it
9?
15?
Yeah,
15.
9. Jeez.
Whoops, I forgot
No
about that.
pressure.
I'm being precise because it worked for me well yesterday. I was like, I'm willing to try something new today. I was like,
Yeah.
no,
rate
it
that.
doesn't go well, so I'm just gonna stick
Did
with
you?
what I know.
You didn't have any pluses in traversal at all?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm focusing up. Oh, the cheese dice roll really badly, and I only picked them because it's food themed. But it's all coming out
You
now.
do love the cheese dice, though.
Oh,
Very cute dice.
cheese
Any
dice.
successes?
Nope.
Okay.
I had a 4 and a 3.
Oh dear.
And
Which
2
means
ones.
you've done 6 out of the 15 you needed. So you're all going to have to push
Slow
yourself.
day.
Which means that the hazard of the honey orchard is 2. So you're going to take 2 stamina. You're going to add on top 9. Because that's the distance between what you needed to travel and
So
what
we
you
Oh, wait.
lose 11.
You're going to lose 11
Oh,
stamina.
gosh.
Blinking heck, wheels.
I believe you're starting 20, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We
that's
lost
not
one
good.
yesterday, so we're already on
You want-
19.
I
No,
healed up
didn't
from the
we
honey,
heal
so
up?
I'm on
Yeah.
9.
No, we didn't.
No, Matt healed up. We
Matt
didn't.
I
healed
healed
up.
1 stamina from that
Should've.
honey. And then
Yeah.
I got too excited by the honey, and then I face
You
planted.
did. You were on. You got the zoomies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just burnt out straight away. It's just like, yeah, burst of
There
energy.
is one of the pre-gen characters has the zoomies canonically. which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
yeah.
Bug, who we, you know.
Oh yeah, Bug. Yeah, of
Bug.
course
Bug,
it's Bug.
which is
Yeah.
Bug. Oh, if only Bug was here, you know.
There are the pre-gen
Wow.
characters are really fun.
I'm right
They're really
here.
fun. They're really lovely.
Face
illustrations
down
as
in the
well.
mud.
Hey guys, I'm
Yeah.
I wish we brought Bug with us.
Bug wouldn't have done that. Ugh.
Prize turns back to them like, I would like a snack.
You want the honey tuber.
I want a snack. Or I could have some
Okay.
honey. Can I
We,
have-
oh yeah, I got honey.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I have something? That would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm very tired.
I'll just hand you 4 portions of honey.
You can have the honey tuber. Do Do you want the honey
I feel like
tuber?
you can have the honey tuber.
They just lift their head up. Yeah, no, you can have back down.
What's happening right
Can
now?
you eat
They're
full
eating honey.
portions at once, or do you have to cook it up?
I
Well, that's what I'm
believe
doing.
we might need to do that when we camp. But the
They're
snack
snacks,
is
aren't they?
available.
For
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Well, they're just raw ingredients.
because I
aren't
ate
they?
it as a snack last time.
Yeah, well, that was like a fun little addition
Oh,
for
okay.
doing well on
This
the
is a
roll.
fun little addition, isn't it?
Because it helps you, yeah. Okay, guys, I will point out you've got that snack that you made earlier. So one of you could eat it.
Well, can we cook something else up this evening?
By moving on, you forgo the ability to camp and cook.
Okay. You can have the honey tuber.
But there's... Are you sure? Thank you both so much.
Wow, what a sweet moment. Take a harmony point, guys.
Ah, back to 2.
It was so sweet until Liv made that noise.
I'm in
That's
character!
They're just enjoying the tuber.
I am literally a sharp person. Leave me alone.
That's how I sound eating anything from a digestive biscuit to an entire spaghetti bolognese. Like,
I got Galaxy digestives the other day. They're
What?
not
very
as
good.
good as the normal ones.
Well,
unfortunately.
Galaxy's very rich, so like. That's...
No, you barely taste like Galaxy chocolate. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this
So I
session
get-
not sponsored by Galaxy.
It's
Digestives.
not. It is
Sponsored
sponsored
by
by Horrible
Wilderfeast.
Guild. Thank you very much. Right.
God, I wish I could eat a chocolate digestive right now.
Don't you worry.
This
We're
game
so
makes me
close.
so hungry.
We can cook them up as
So close.
Once we've killed this Kagwari, we can
Yeah.
make.
Yeah.
It's made of chocolate
digestives.
digestives. You know.
Ah, beautiful.
Okay, you've traversed, which means we're going to have an event.
I am rested, so I get an additional 1 to my max HP, right? My max stamina.
Your stamina.
Great.
Stamina, I'll
Big.
say as well, it acts like health, but it doesn't just represent physical damage.
Yeah.
Could be like going through traversal, you're getting tired, getting
Yeah.
exhausted, you're running out of supplies.
Like just
Basic.
physical conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we're surviving. Are we thriving or are we surviving?
Yeah.
I think neither at the moment. I'm face down in the mud, feeling tired.
Yeah, I'm feeling rough.
Carry not on my back. We can do this. Come on. Wow.
As you're traversing through the orchard, and nearing the end of its sort of like apparent zone, you hear a snap of a branch behind you.
Hello?
Just reminding me who the navigator was. It was yourself, Miss Jarvis?
Yes, I'm currently
However-
just.
Yeah. Wiping the mud off your face, you whip around. Maybe the more mighty traverser has already cut through a path, and you've fallen behind a little bit. And you swing around upon hearing that branch snapping in sort of alert mode, and you see charging at you one of the poachers from earlier. So that poacher is charging at you with maybe like a giant net aloft, perhaps.
He's gonna
Like the
catch
child
you.
catcher.
He's puppy napping.
Oh no.
How would you like to respond?
Scream.
How much time do I have to respond, I guess?
You've got a split second.
Look,
split
my.
second, you say.
Let me ponder. Okay, what's around me in my immediate vicinity? Is it kind of like close packed trees? Am I in the middle of a path?
You've been cutting through brush at the
Okay.
sort of base of these trees, so there's like a kind of like trail that you've left behind you of kind of like trodden plants.
I
and
suppose
then
the prize is
out
left
of
as
the,
well,
out
right?
of
'Cause
the
they've
out
just
of
been
the bush
chopping.
to the side. Yeah, he's charging at you.
Uh,
He's tried to get the drop on you.
Damn.
Do you say it was kind of like bamboo before? I remember. Oh no, that was the cages we were
That
in.
was the
Yeah.
cages, yeah. These are thick like orchard trees.
I guess I will literally just try and pick up a branch. Do I have time to do that? If it's a split second, let's just basically
You got your
heft
tool by your
something.
I was
side.
gonna say stab him with a big needle.
I don't have a needle. I've just got twine. The needle was a flourish on my part,
I
Liv.
see.
Okay, I basically want to buy more time if they're charging at me, so I want to basically scoop down and throw assorted brush that Prize has probably left behind from chopping through everything in their face.
Oh,
Just like
nice.
pocket
Camouflage.
sand kind of thing.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, that's tricky.
It's
I'll tell
certainly
you that.
tricky.
Oh, but you're all
You got
about
it.
tricky
You got
stuff.
We're gonna call it
Ah.
a tricky grab.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're scrambling for bits.
Tricky little grab.
Okay, tricky grab. I have a +1 in grab, so that's great news for me.
Fun.
Okay,
Love to grab.
Love it.
He's a big grabber. He is.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
focusing up or going wild?
just focusing.
Okay.
So I got 6 on my D6, 6,
Nice.
4, and 2, and I got an 8 on my D8.
Oh,
And
here
you
we
also did you say have a
go.
+1?
I do, yeah.
So you could get an extra success.
I will get an extra success.
Beautiful.
What would you like to spend that extra success on?
Tell you what, I will use it to camouflage.
Nice.
Because what I'm going to do is basically throw a load of brush
It's
and
like-
tinder.
It's like when a magician throws up a
Exactly,
a cloth
exactly
and then they're
that,
gone. Yeah.
Like scattering and then
Yeah.
poof, gone.
That's cool.
That's what I'm doing.
I love that.
Okay. As you do so, it's like you throw just this big collage of like branch and shrub and like root and weed. And you hear them sort of spit as it gets to their mouth, and they're like, ah! They drop their net down to the ground. That was a critical success, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like using that advantage that you've gotten, you alert the others and you dart off, just sprinting away, assuming that there will be more poachers on the way and you have bigger fish to fry.
I think it's a caguari actually, but
Bigger birds to fry.
Yeah.
Fish. I start chopping
Frying?
things down at like full speed.
In the background is you're sort of like swooping away, and maybe they're getting like tangled up in the brush. They're just not as used to going through this as you are. You hear them sort of like spitting and bitterly arguing with themselves in your wake. And as you push through, rushing, maybe that's why you took so much stamina damage on the way. You're really having to push yourself to get through.
Bye, nerds.
After shouting that, you find yourselves in the burn.
Ooh.
sounds
Wildfire scoured this section of the forest a few days ago. The earth is charred black with only a few surviving twistwoods left standing above the desolate landscape. Yet, this process is natural and necessary, and already the forest shows signs of recovery. Patches of green bloom amid the ash, while hagseku hatchlings, whose eggs only develop when exposed to extreme heat,
Oh, that's cool.
crawl out of the dirt.
Oh, baby.
Sizzling baby.
You notice like a few little
baby,
crustaceans
oh,
called
baby.
cinder crabs
Love that.
scuttling over a burned carcass, picking it clean.
I'll grab one.
There's a breeze blowing soot in your faces. There's like a warm, hot air around. And a fallen tree has been crushed to splinters by the Kakwari's stomping passage.
It's been here.
In fact, over in the distance, you see your quarry.
Our quarry.
It's you can tell by its bristled feathers that it's on edge, and it seems to be picking at some kind of animal that it's just taken down.
And to remind me, Wheels, we have to take this thing out. We can't.
Yeah,
It's been infected with what's
it's
called the frenzy,
yeah.
which means
That's
that
very sad. But
it
yes.
is very sad,
But it will be delicious.
it will be delicious, and it will also help.
It's the natural order.
Yeah, we're helping restore the natural world.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
We're not just
So
killing
otherwise,
for the sake
This
of
is
it.
an apex predator in a place where it should not be. It's going to
Yeah,
completely
it's like your
ruin the
Princess
ecosystem.
Mononoke situation. You want to protect all the big animals, but one of them's got all the weird demon worms on it. You're like, it has to
Yes.
die.
Classic.
The one of the
That
best
vibe.
films ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look at the other two because I'm still camouflaged, I believe. I still have the hidden trait from camouflage.
Yes, because you haven't rested yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for me. But yes.
So I would look at them and say, well, I can get the jump on it if
you
we've got a plan.
scar on one end, and then I'm just gonna burst out and set it on fire, and then I guess you're gonna cleave it.
Okay.
And what would make you think that?
All right. We've got a plan. Jump, burn, cleave.
Yeah, I'm going.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to start combat.
All right.
So the first thing to know is that we're going to use a distance system. So there's no
Okay.
sort of like you are 5 meters away or anything like that. It's measured in strides. You are going to start, each of you, 3 strides away. I'm going to note it on these little dice here, but we also have like a little tracker sheet that you can use if you want to move miniatures around.
Yeah,
things
it
like
kind of
that.
abstracts it, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
you move around it, but you're like roughly
It's
this distance.
cinematic.
Yeah.
Position 0 is the monster's position.
You're on it.
Yeah,
You're
you are literally face to
Zero
face
away.
with the monster. Yeah, and then as you go strides away, you become further and further, and certain actions need you to be as close as they say. So, for example, if you wanted to taunt, I believe you need to be at least 1 stride away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're getting it into your range so that someone else can be a bit further away from it, etc., etc. So it's going to start 3 spaces away. You've also interrupted it feeding, so I'm going to give you guys the initiative.
Okay.
Which means that before we do any
yeah.
proper combat rounds, you each get to spend 1 action on anything you desire. You can do it in any order you like.
we should prepare maybe, right?
Yeah, we're kind of like,
Yeah.
we're here. Like, it hasn't noticed us just yet, so...
Because I'm in the perfect range. Because my
Yeah.
range for my thing is 3
Is it?
away.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
Oh,
just
like
want
a
to stand
flamethrower.
here and
Yeah.
prepare so I can
Yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah,
that's
attack
fine.
it with everything. So
Wonderful.
I'm just going to prepare. So the next time the turn starts, I get an extra action point.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So
Happy
on
with
your
that.
first proper combat round, you'll each get 4 action points instead of 3.
Not bad.
Sounds good to me. If you're
Yeah.
in a good range anyway, no need to
Yeah.
move
I'm
up,
still
all that
hidden,
kind of
I'm
stuff.
skulking around, so I'm going to prepare,
I'm just getting my torch out and
Okay.
lining it up.
So the Kakwari did not have the initiative, which means it doesn't get to act in
You
this first little
fool.
miniature round.
Stupid
And now we're going to
furry.
start combat
Idiot.
proper.
Okay.
So, the way that a standard combat turn works is each of you is going to take one of your own turns, which for the first one is going to be 4 actions because you prepared, but normally you get 3. Then, after each of you acts, the Kakwari will react in turn. It will either do a short turn, which is basically just it does 1 action and then we do the next wilder. But at some point, I will do its full turn, which will be its own 3 actions.
Oof.
So basically, the more players you get, the more actions it gets, so it kind of balances it out. But essentially, you guys get 3 actions each. It gets 5 actions. So it's going to be tricky.
Okay.
And remember, you guys are part monster, part human. So you can choose to roll on a d8 or a d20. Monster is just a monster. So it just uses a d20.
Oh, he's wild.
He's wild.
He's
A bit after my own
He's
heart.
wilder than a feast.
Could I kick things off? Because I've got a plan.
Okay.
Okay, so we're 3 away, right? We're distance
You are
free.
3 strides away. Yeah.
Okay, can I use gather up? So I'd like to move using... So I've got 4 actions because I prepared.
Okay.
Plus my normal 3. I'd like to spend 1 action on gathering up. Choose a pack mate within 0 strides, which are both of you.
Yep.
So I'd basically like to do this twice, so it cost me 2 actions.
Okay.
On torch and then on prize. Gather up. Basically, if the monster gets closer or further from the chosen pack mate, it gets closer or further from you, and vice versa. So we now, if I were to move, we move as a group.
Okay.
So we have
That's
literally
fun.
just gathered up.
Okay.
Go team.
The effect ends once you're the chosen pack mate move again. So
So the next time you move,
I guess maybe
you'll bring them with you.
will then cancel out if I do it twice, but it's
I think,
fine.
Yeah.
So we're just moving up with you? Is that
Well, you
what
could
sounds
just. Well, I'm
I'll do
staying
it
back,
twice.
so the 2
Oh,
of you
yeah.
could move up if you want to, because you can pick
Sure.
one.
Yeah,
so gather
okay.
Ones.
So
I'm
yes.
just happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
Prize
I'll
with
move up
your.
with you once.
Okay, so I only need to use two actions. Once to gather us up, once to then move us forward. So we're now at range 2, I believe.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
That works for me.
Then
Leave.
I would like to do that again. Gather us up.
Oh, you throw me in front of this monster.
No, not quite.
Have
So I'd like to
fun.
gather us up again. So at range 2.
So both you and Liv
And
are at range
Prize.
2.
Yep.
Yep.
Then I would like to use my technique,
Ooh.
lasso and leash. It costs me 3 stamina, so it does not cost an action.
Yes, because stamina is not, like we said, it's not just health, it's also your
Yeah.
ability to do things.
If
right?
it doesn't explicitly say it uses an action, doesn't use an action.
Yeah.
So I'm only on 3 actions now because I gathered, moved, gathered.
Mm-hmm.
Lasso and leash cost 3 stamina. Pull yourself 1 stride closer to a creature, or pull a pack mate 1 stride closer to you. So I'm going to pull us closer to the creature because we now move as 1.
Okay.
So we're now range 1 from this
Yeah,
creature.
you are basically next door to him.
My tool, Twine, has range 1 when I strike.
Oh.
So I can now attack using a tricky attack
Tangle 'em
because it
up.
only costs 1 action.
So
to
you've,
do a
you've
tricky
managed to
attack.
dash both you and Liv forward loads of
Yeah,
distance.
we
and
move
then you
forward,
still
and
get
then
to
I
do an attack.
lassoed us forward,
Yeah.
and now I'm attacking.
Huge.
Nice.
So
Yeah, your lasso is sort of like tangling onto the sharp metal feathers
Well,
and pulling at
What I
it.
want to do is a tricky attack. I basically want to Battle of Hoff it, and I want to take out its legs. So I want to whip my twine round its legs, try and catch the other end, and basically yank it to get it to fall over.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's where I'm going. So my twine has range 1, so I can hit it. It's got 20 durability, so it's all good. And then a tricky attack costs 1 action. I attempt to feint, so in this case, I'm basically trying to knock it over. If you succeed, you deal part damage, so I'm trying to deal part damage to its legs.
Okay, so
equal to my ability roll.
I
So-
will let you know that there are 3 things that are important. There are 3 important parts of this creature. Are its talons, which I would say that this is what you're going to be damaging here.
Yeah, it's on limbs. Right?
They use that to hit you, basically. You've also got the tail, which, remember, they're made of, like, metal, so that tail is going to be pretty sharp.
Yeah.
It's like a big peacock tail, like, rustling with metal feathers that it can slash at you with.
Bad.
And last but not least is, of course, its wings,
Yeah.
which is obviously going to affect its maneuverability. So you're going after the thing that can stab you, which is good.
It sounds like you can pretty much stab me with anything. if it's
Yeah.
not,
you know.
It's very, very
metal
stabby.
feathers.
But yeah, it's one of the two things that we'll use to attack you. So with parts, they have an ability, and then they have an if broken version of that
Yes.
ability, which means that if you manage to break that part, they become less effective when they do
And
that.
our weapons do the same because they've got
Yeah.
if broken rules.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
It's like
in this
Monster Hunter.
case, you know, the Talons, I'm not sure if this is public information, but for the sake of learning the game, the Talons do a range 1 mighty strike, but if they're broken, they do a range 1 mighty strike that deals half damage. So it's
Nice.
you manage
Nice.
to sort of, you know, like
Pull them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tangle them up.
Stop
You
it from
can't
being quite
get
as soft.
full.
Blunted its
scratch,
claws,
yeah.
you know, or giving it a bit of a limp so it can't hit quite as
Yeah.
hard, all that kind of thing.
All right. So
Okay,
yes,
let's
tricky
do it.
attack. So 3 dice for tricky,
Yes.
and
You go in
Oh my goodness.
human or wild?
you know what? I might try and go wild.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, saying
Finally.
I'll
Now
just-
you're
I'll
speaking
just-
my language.
I'll just say as
Yeah.
well, so each type of style is a different type of attack. So tricky attacks cost 1 action. Swifts also cost 1 action, whereas precise and mighty cost 2. Mighty is good at dealing lots of damage. Precise is good at dealing sort of like careful part damage.
Yeah.
Swift is good at just doing standard damage. And then last but not least, if you do tricky, it's good at dealing part damage. But if you fail, you become exposed.
Yeah, which is fitting because I'm still camouflage. So the trait I'm using here is basically
Yeah.
camouflage from before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm rolling a d20. Oh, plus my
Yeah, it's
2d6.
it's a surprise attack, is what
Yeah.
you're doing
It's
right
so
now.
wild.
I'm surprised.
And I'd like to point out, so in combat, because I was still hidden from the
Yep.
previous scene, hidden gives me advantage on my next attack.
Cool.
But you lose it after you roll.
Okay, so you're looking for 4s.
Yeah. I rolled a 5, a 6, and on the d20, a 15. And my tricky attack, you attempt to feint. If you succeed, you deal part damage equal to your ability die.
15.
And because I've got an extra success, I can just add a point, right, to that
Yeah, make it
ability
16.
die.
Yeah, 16 damage.
I'll be honest, Matt. Don't worry about it. That part has 15 durability. So,
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
so yeah. Do you want to describe what happens as you sort of like wrap this twine around?
Yeah,
its leg
so like I
and-
say, I'm still camouflaged from the last scene. So I think Liv and
I don't know.
Prize and I.
Oh yeah, no, I do
sneak
know
up.
that you're there. Otherwise, I would just be like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's
So,
happening.
well,
How did I
you're
get-
visible, unlike me. So unfortunately, I'm kind of using you as bait, although not intentionally.
That's fine.
You want to get out.
So I think it took interest in them, and then I, like I say, maybe sneak around to the edge of it a little bit, whip my twine around its legs, and just yank to try and get it to, like, topple over, lose its
Fully
balance.
chop off its legs.
Yeah.
Not quite that extreme, but,
I mean,
but if I can maybe, once it's over, try and tie up its legs so that it's then, going to be hindered in its movement, that's what I'm basically going for here.
And his legs are the talons, right? So that's like the sharp. His wings are the movement.
Yeah.
So you could like be blunting it by like raking it along the floor or something.
Yeah, that's that's nice.
Just
So yeah, I
Pull
guess,
it
because
on.
it's like ash as well,
Yeah.
right? So ash and rock, so as it comes over, it might just like scrape
Scraping.
and blunt off its talons.
okay.
Okay, interesting. All right, so you immediately you almost like see like one of the talons snap, like you blunted it.
Nice.
It's buckled out. It's hurt its leg. It screeches out in pain as you really like knock it off of its own sort of like balance that it was initially holding. In response, it is going to whip its tail at you.
Well, that seems bad. We're in a whip fight now.
Yeah.
Twine versus metal tail.
Damn.
Yeah, so as it's buckling, it fans out the blades of its tail and slashes them towards you. So this is a tricky strike.
Did you have one more action to do first?
Well, I believe that was the last one, right?
I had a spare success,
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
but-
Do you want to spend that on a trait?
but I could use insight and establish a detail about the situation. So maybe
Sure.
I'm just establishing that its talons have been blunted,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
they're not as sharp as they were.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's gonna swing back. So this is it doing its response action. This is gonna be a short turn, so I'm not gonna use my full turn yet. This is a range 1 tricky strike. If I make a successful tricky strike with this part, I'm also gonna deal extra damage to all creatures within 1 stride, except your
Sorry.
target. So because this is a big sweep.
Yeah.
However, just like you, it's tricky. So if I fail, I'll become exposed. Can I borrow a D20, please?
Yeah, sure.
I realize I've only
Do
got
you want this really big?
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a spare D20.
big monster
Giant
die.
D20.
Here we go.
Monster dice.
Right, so the Kakawari has tricky 2, so it's going to roll 2 dice.
Okay.
Keep that there. Here we go. Let's find out what happens. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is a 4 and a 2, so no successes.
I love how you got
thank
a giant
goodness.
D20 and tiny D6s.
Yeah.
It's quite funny,
I love
actually.
it.
The juxtaposition between the 2 dice is quite funny. Which is good, because it would have dealt 14 damage back. So...
I think I would have been dead.
Same! I've got 8 stamina!
I have 6.
Bear in mind, you, much like the Kakawari, have different stages of wounded.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So you will reset your stamina and become
Okay.
wounded
So we
1.
effectively have 60 health points.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly right.
Okay,
Even so, that's a lot to
okay.
lose.
It is. It is.
Yikes.
That's at least one leg, you know.
Yeah. at least one arm.
So it whips its tail towards you, and you almost sort of like Matrix style manage to bend back a
Yeah.
little bit to get away
Nice.
from
Maybe
it.
I lean back using the twine that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
yeah.
Yeah, perhaps that buckles it a little bit, it
Yeah.
trips. And it before the tail even reaches you, it starts to like rescind as it's trying to balance.
It's like goes like to like.
Yeah. As it falls slightly, it becomes exposed.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get the condition
Expose
of
her.
Its
exposed.
butt is out. Oh no.
You might be asking me, Wheels, what does exposed mean?
What does it mean?
Great question.
Double damage. Double damage.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Damn, yeah. Wow, you're right.
Double damage! Woo!
Whew.
In that case, can I go?
Would you like to go next, or would you like to go
You go next, you're up there, yeah.
Yeah, you're right next to it as well, right? Time to cleave.
Gonna do a cleave. I'm gonna do not just a cleave. I'm going to do one of my techniques.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So each tool, which is both your cooking implement and your weapon, has its own special technique. Yours being, Liv.
Clean cut.
Clean cut.
So it costs 3 actions, and I have 3 of those, 4 of those in fact, because I prepared. I make a mighty strike or a precise strike against a creature within 1 stride, which it is. If I succeed, I deal action dice times 2 part damage, which would technically
Ow.
be times 4 because it's exposed, right?
Okay, so you're doing part damage here, not damage.
Yeah. So
So we
against
know that the tails have already been taken. The talons have already been taken out. There's the tail and the wings are also available.
the tail, I was thinking.
Okay,
is
you
the-
saw
That's
that
the
tail
thing
coming at
came
you.
here.
Like we
Yeah,
need to
I
deal
don't
with
wanna-
that.
Gone!
Don't want that. It uses my whole turn. But I still have 1 action, so I assume I can still use that.
I think if it specifies that it uses your whole turn,
Yeah.
and it
Okay,
just
sure.
use your whole turn regardless.
That's fine. Okay, cool. So
Yeah, you're getting double damage from the clean cut. You're also getting double damage from exposed.
Yeah, that's
Which
big.
means we add them together, it becomes triple damage.
Oh!
cool.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm using mighty and going wild because I think that seems appropriate.
Woo.
Do I use all 3 of my dice, or do I use just
One
2?
less.
You're gonna remove 1 for going wild.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And I also to use one of my traits, I'm just being frightening. I'm just my teeth are out, my cleaver's ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
The guttural
You
roar is
already
gonna
scared
slice
this thing.
down.
Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
already
already
ran
like down
away
on the
from
ground,
you.
and now you're
Yeah.
just unleashing a big cleaver.
we meet again. Ah. Okay, let's give it a go. Whoop. That's a 5. That's a 5.
Damn.
That's a 16 on the dice.
Oh my
Wheels.
god.
Okay.
Oh!
So-
Triple 16!
The 40. 8?
Destroy
48
it.
damage.
Yeah, 16 by 3.
Yeah, 48.
Wouldn't it be because it's okay? So it does times 2, so it does 32. But then it's exposed, so it does double that, does it not?
No, it specifically says in the rule book you add +1 for each
Never
double,
mind.
so it becomes
Let's
quadruple.
try that.
Don't worry, I read that bit. Okay, so again, the tail only had 15 durability, so you slice it
This
clean.
poor thing.
Okay,
I kill it, Wheels.
yeah, Jesus Christ, Liv.
So much!
So part damage also equals normal damage. So he'd already taken 16, and then 48 hit him. However, for people who have played video games in which you're fighting against
Oh
a
my
big boss monster,
God.
you might be familiar
I've
with
done
the
that.
second stage.
No!
Oh.
Say it ain't so!
Oh.
I love it. Give me stage 2.
So I think as you cleave it, you notice like,
Sliced.
and then like metal feather starts falling to the floor and like stabbing into the mud around, and you're having to like hot foot around.
I'm
to
like,
avoid
job done.
them. It rears back and it almost looks like it's sort of like shaking as it starts to. It's almost like it's getting more angry from the damage it's taken. Basically, you've cleaved into its tail, which is looking all like beleaguered now. It's lost one of its abilities called Swagger because of course it's a peacock. Because its tail is no longer working, it essentially can't use that ability. And also, you know, you've started to blunt its claws, its legs are sore, and it lets out this feral screech and swings for you.
Ooh.
It is now wounded at level 1, which means it's going to reset its total stamina, but not its part stamina. So you've entered phase 2 of the fight, essentially.
Okay.
As you sort of like swung down and exposed the feathers, you could actually see some of the claw marks from its fight with Sweetloaf.
Yeah, Sweetloaf.
Precious Sweetloaf.
For that reason, normally wounded 3 is when it's going to drop. It's going to drop at wounded 2 at this point because it's already taken a beating.
Damn.
So you've basically got to do another. I mean, another 48 would be great, but you know.
I'll see if I have one in me.
Yeah. It's going to lose its exposed condition as well. So it is now just back to standard, but its parts are going to stay damaged. So in response, it's going to swing at you with its blunted talons, means it's going to do less damage, but it is going to swing nonetheless. This is a mighty strike, which means it's going to get 3 dice rather than 2. It's once again, we're going to be using that d20 because it is a monster.
Monster strike.
Okay, that is 1 success. A success is a success. It is going to do...
Does it get to use all 3 even though it's going wild?
Well, it's always wild.
I guess so.
Yeah. You have to specifically go wild. This is
Yeah.
just a monster.
Never go wild, you stay wild, Liv. Remember this.
I try.
This is going to do 8 stamina damage, halved, down to 4.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Good thing I
That's
ate my
more like it.
big old
Yeah.
tuber.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your honey-covered potato.
Thank you, my friend. Say hello.
So, Mighty Strike is 2 actions. This is going to be its full turn. It's got 1 more action remaining. It's going to follow up with a tricky swipe of its tail towards you, sir.
That doesn't sound good.
It's going to roll 2d6 for
you
this
still
one, but
hidden?
again,
I thought his tail was hurt. Come on.
it is, which means again
it's
it's going to do half
just half,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah, we took out its weak spots. Well, its strong spots, rather.
You haven't
Yeah.
disarmed it, you've just hurt it a lot. That is another success. I've rolled a 6
don't
there.
mind
It's going to do 10 damage, halved down to 5.
Okay.
Woo!
Putting you on.
1.
Oh.
I'm not wounded yet.
But
though.
remember, you
yeah.
also get those second phases. So
Yes.
you've got
That's actually
wounded
really
1,
good.
2, and 3.
No matter what damage it does to you now, you'll still just go into
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah. That's kind of
That's
good
cool.
just to hold on
Yeah,
low
the excess
numbers.
doesn't tip over.
Yeah, no, 1 is a great place to be. That's a very good point.
I'm ranged because I
Yes.
got my torch, so
Yeah.
I can just blast some fire. So I'm basically going to do 2 mighty actions.
Whoa.
So I've got
Damn.
4.
Oh yeah, because you prepared.
So I'm just
Yeah.
going to set this
Yeah.
thing on. I just want to melt it.
Yeah.
I want to melt it into the
Melt
pool of
the
metal.
bird.
But you have to.
Melt
Yeah, so if you
the
attack multiple
bird.
times, you have to choose different styles each time.
Oh, you do? Okay. I
Yeah.
guess I'll do a mighty and then precise.
Mighty and precise, yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, precise is better for you,
Either
isn't it?
way, I think you're going to be doing some
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah, true.
Okay, which one would you like to start with?
All right, we'll start with precise.
Because mighty is important because it does double damage.
Yes. All right, well, we'll start with mighty then from the top and just work our way down.
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty.
Alrighty. She's mighty.
Let's try it. I'm hanging back.
Are you focusing up or going wild?
I can't go up because I only got 1 in
Fair.
it. So.
Woo! Okay.
All right, that's a 5, and then my d6, and then a 3 on the d8.
Okay, and that's your precise attack, is it?
That's
Mighty.
mighty.
That's your mighty one, so that's actually going to do 6 rather than 3,
Nice.
which is lovely. So you are going to do straight damage as well. So that is going to drop down by 6, and then you're following up with a...
Precise.
Woohoo!
Oh, this is the big one.
Still focusing up. I got more dice than trying it.
Nice.
Although,
I mean, precise.
yeah, I may as well switch I may as well
Yeah,
go
you could go
wild.
wild.
Yeah, sure.
But the trait I'm going to use is the question I have.
The text of Generalist Diet is you can stomach anything. You can stomach this dangerous situation.
Yeah, or
so
you
can
like
stomach
lock in the
anything.
torch to your
Yeah,
gut to keep
I
it
will
straight.
say the rules were like, you're encouraged to be lenient with how they
Yeah.
describe it, you know? So,
All right, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can stomach anything, and I also just can't wait to eat that bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the hunger frenzy is coming over me. And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
Can't
It's
wait to
like,
eat
damn,
that
that bird looks
Yeah.
tasty.
God, it looks metal.
just
Like
wanna
I could
smell
eat that.
cooked
I
meat.
could eat that.
Oh, because underneath that, underneath that bird, there's all that delicious meat.
I wish you just pulled apart fluff right now. Oh, sorry, I took one away. I took the wrong one away. That's fine. I already rolled it. No, it's a fail. Everything failed.
Did you get any pluses from your shot?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I
One.
should have got one.
Does that help you get a success?
Gets you to a 5 on the action dice, so no.
No, actually,
No.
die is not a success.
No, I can't do anything. No, it's 2 2s and a 4. So absolutely nothing on my go.
Damn, and that was a precise
I hate
or a
when
swift?
I was as precise.
That was a precise. You know that also cost 2 actions.
Yeah. Well, we had
Yeah,
4.
I have 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4.
four
Okay,
actions,
cool. That's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I hate you, cheese dice. I knew I should never have used you.
Do you want some of these little guys?
Yeah, I'm never touching the cheese dice
Little
again.
guys.
Okay.
They've
Luckily,
literally never done anything good for
There's
me.
no downside to failing one of those, so it's all
Okay.
good. As you sort of blast the fire at the Kakwari, it basically like senses it from afar, especially after the first flurry of it, and it kind of fans its feathers and kind of bolsters down,
God
almost
damn
like
you.
a barricade of metal feathers.
It's learning!
And you see the blast of fire just sort of like reflect off of it.
Now I'm gonna switch up my attack patterns.
It's going to use its one action to prepare. So next time, it's going to have the full 4, like you guys did.
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna make a reminder of that by putting a 4 die there. Okay, so we're going to start the
I'm
next round. Back to the top of the turn. Who would like to go first?
I mean,
This time you're not prepared, remember, so you're only going to get 3 actions.
do we want to do what we did last time? No, wait, because that'll make you exposed. It made itself exposed. It goofed up last time, so I'm happy to give it a whack.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go for it.
Yeah, I'll give it a whack.
You're a strong cleaver.
I love to cleave.
Go
Thieving
at
and
it.
cleaving.
I'm known for
Go
it.
at him.
Okay, so I think I can just do my clean cut again. I think.
Yeah, it just uses your turn,
It's
right?
my whole
Stiff
turn.
cuts.
Have to be within 1 stride. Yeah, and it's still 1 stride away from me, isn't it?
Nice.
So, yeah.
It is.
All right then. Cool. I'm gonna go wild. I think.
Oh,
I think I'll go wild.
I'm shocked by that.
I know wild.
Oh, so wild.
It is no longer exposed, so this is just going to be just double damage.
All right. Cool.
Just,
Just double.
Just double.
Barely anything.
you say before Liv just like
We'll
slices
see.
it in half.
Oh, it's not good though.
Oh,
I
it's
don't
not good.
think that's gonna do it actually. And then oh
You got
no.
a plus on anything? A strike?
Yeah, it's a strike.
It's a strike.
I can go
Oh,
up to a 4.
oh yeah, it goes up to a 4. Goes up to a 4.
Not enough.
This is rough,
Do you
gang.
use a
could we
harmony
help?
for failing wild? For
We can
You do.
we can help
Oh, cost us 1 harmony.
during
Yeah.
another packmate's turn before you roll a test. Never mind.
If we'd known.
It's all right. You're going to lose that harmony anyway because you failed a wild roll. So it's all good.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Great. So good.
And we were on 1, right? What happens when we hit 0 harmony?
0 is the minimum for everything.
Oh,
We're
okay.
all,
So-
we're all
so
just
that-
like
We just can't spend it on anything.
Yeah. It just means that you've got no resource, basically. So
Okay.
unfortunately, you can't help each other right now. You're in disarray.
Oh no!
Ah,
I
hey,
so
you
good.
all help
You
me.
watch as Prize's blade just shings off of the shield-like feathers.
Damn.
This isn't good.
Their big gut-style cleaver just sort
Yeah.
of swinging and then almost like ground pounding behind
Tried.
them.
My cleaver.
Leaving them in a bit of a pickle because after sort of like regaining itself, it just very slowly kind of peers over you after you've tried to slash it to
You
bits.
freak!
Hello.
And I'll remind you, of course, that it now has 4 actions.
Yeah.
Which
Ow.
means it's going to do a couple of things. First, it's going to move. It's going to
Rude.
pull towards the ranged attacker.
I've done nothing.
Did not like the fire coming its way.
Did nothing.
So with movement, again, we're just going to change the position of one of the wilders. So it's going to spend 2 actions to move you 2 closer. So you're having to run
We're
to
moving
keep up
with
with
it,
it,
yeah.
but it's getting closer to you. So you're now within 1 stride of it. Which means you all are within 1 stride of it. And then, as it's doing so maybe like as it was like pushing off to start running, it's going to slash its talons at you. Because it did not like what you were doing with that big sword
Yeah.
either.
It's
So
a cleaver, actually.
it's going to make
How
a
dare you.
mighty attack
Ooh.
We'll see who's better.
with its talons, still doing half damage because you broke the
Nice,
parts.
nice, nice.
Let's see what we get. Okay, that is 2 successes.
Uh-oh.
And it does have traits. So it's going to use Threaten 2.
Danger.
It has an intimidating feature. Giant. So as it like flashes out its tail, remember this is a big peacock. It rustles the feather, and it's got these really quite horrible like eye spots all over the feathers.
Ew.
It looks like 1,000 eyes are now staring directly at you.
That is so
Pardon
Man,
me.
this blows.
This place blows.
When you're frightened after rolling any test, lower your action by 1 for each level of frightened you have.
Oh, that's bad.
So your action dice is going to count 1
Yeah,
less.
which means less damage, basically.
So yeah, it scares the crap out of all of you thanks to its extra success, and it's going to do 13 halved. Ow. Which I believe always
To all of us?
rounds down for monsters and
think
up
so,
for you
yeah.
guys, I believe. So that means it's going to do 6 damage to you
Yeah.
to live.
Okay.
We're okay.
I love my
Oh, they've got loads of health.
tuber.
You'll be fine.
My tuber,
Yeah.
my sticky tuber
Let's
saved
not
my
go against
life.
anyone.
Yeah.
It should go against Liv.
Yeah.
We're alright.
Ow.
There.
She's got the
She
health.
ate the tuber.
She's a YouTuber. Okay, Liv, you've acted, which means that Maddie and Matt are up. Either one.
I goofed, guys. I goofed.
It didn't go well. Didn't go well.
Goofed.
It's used its full turn now, though.
Well, I'll probably do a tricky thing, so would you like me to try and expose it?
Yeah, go
Lion.
ahead.
Oh, no, wait, I don't expose
Burn
it.
it.
will
No,
I?
it's more the fact that
Lions.
you will become exposed if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Burn it,
So that's
lion,
maybe not
please.
as useful.
I will just be trying to burn it again if you want to take a minute to wait
Sure,
and decide.
sure.
'cause-
Go for it.
Wheels, I noticed it's one action to eat. Can I eat it on my next turn, please?
You've already had your turn, so you have to wait
Yeah,
until
on my
the top
next
of the
turn.
round.
Yeah, on my next turn, I'll eat it.
You can eat something.
I'll eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you'll eat it
I'll
when
eat
it pushes
No,
you
I'm
into
gonna,
the ground.
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna eat the bird. Wheels.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't
yeah.
wait. Can't wait for it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's see if it survives that long.
All right, I'm going for a precise shot with my torch.
Get it.
I'm gonna stop blasting.
Just like blast
So
it.
anyway, I just started blasting.
I'm cursed. I'm never playing again. Yep. Fail.
Remember you got your pluses? Does that help at all?
Nope.
No,
Every
it
possible
doesn't.
fail.
No, it doesn't.
Whoa.
The lowest possible rolls I could get.
Ugh.
So.
Maybe we go back to the cheese dice, you know?
And then I have 1 point left, so I will do a
it.
tricky. I'm gonna try and do a tricky and shoot it.
It is tricky to rock a rhyme. To rock a rhyme this round time. It's tricky.
Oh god, I'm just gonna.
It's tricky, Liv.
I'm just gonna hit at it with my torch again.
Hit it.
Tricky this time. I'm focusing up. Okay, that sucks. I got a success, but it's a 1 on the dice.
Okay, well at least you succeeded, which means you're not exposed. Can you explain to me
Yeah.
what you were doing with that attack?
Blasting with my torch.
Blasting it just from short range, just
Yeah.
Maddie, I think you should go wild. I think next time you should go wild.
I tried the first time and I got a 3.
Oh, did you?
So is it just the 1 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes 1 damage as you just sort of like blast it up, and it sort of
It's
like
not going well
flings
for
its
me.
feathers towards the flames to try and like fan them away. But you notice like a little sizzle on its arm that it screeches at. In response,
We peaked! We peaked!
in response, it's going to swing its tail feathers. I will say that thankfully you broke them, which means that it doesn't also hurt everyone else.
Oh, that's good.
But it is going to swing them at the person who just shot flames at
Yeah,
it. So
but they didn't do anything though. Why are you doing that?
it took 1 damage, Maddie.
God, everyone takes 1 damage at any point. It's just like a paper cut.
That
It's
is
fine.
1 success. 12 damage halved is 6.
All right. Okay.
It
Two.
flings its tail feathers round at you, and it slashes at your skin. You see like a bit of crimson underneath your shirt. Bad vibes.
Yeah.
Last but not
That's
least.
me.
Not
Is that-
see
Not doing
that.
That's all your
well.
actions.
Not achieving much.
So I'm gonna go Mighty Strike. I get 1 die only, but it will do double damage.
Yeah.
So
Nice,
fingers
nice,
crossed.
So it might be D8, but oh god, that's not a good sign.
I
You got any pluses to strike?
It's not gonna help me. And no.
It
Okay.
started
We're also frightened.
so
So,
well. Like I really felt we were doing
Do
so
well.
well,
Yeah.
and
That's
now
a-
I feel like we're gonna be.
That's a
eaten.
2 on the D6, 4 on the D8. So it's a fail. It's a fail.
The
It's
fight has
just
very
a
much
fail.
turned
Yeah.
from us hunting
But
it to it hunting
I will
us.
use
Yep.
my remaining. At least doesn't have a downside.
Yeah.
I'll use my remaining action to do a swift, which will give me 2d6, And you know what? I'll swap up to a D20 and go wild.
One success. We just
He's
need
going
one.
wild.
Wow.
He's so wild.
And what I'm going to do is use my camouflage trait to justify this. And I'm basically just going to flicker into camouflage very quickly to dart through and like whip it.
Nice.
Teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That's so not.
Oh! So-
Wait, have you got plus?
No.
That's a 4.
No. Oh, okay, so we're frightened.
Oh.
Why?
No, that
No,
would be a
that's
4
on the action,
regardless.
That's on the action dice.
Oh, is it?
I don't know if I had
Okay.
advantage or not. I lost hidden last time, but I used camouflage again last time. So would I remain hidden?
You just use camouflage.
Yes.
You used camouflage as a trait for going wild. You didn't activate its
Oh, I
ability.
see, yeah.
You don't have
So-
strike.
You don't have any points in strike?
No.
Damn.
This is a 20 on the on the
Oh,
Yeah, so close.
Well, look, guys, it
The
would have been a
20
19
damage.
because you're frightened. So.
Could have helped,
yeah.
but we
A
can't.
mere
because we're
19.
hurry.
So,
Well,
Ouch.
rough
yeah.
time.
Sorry.
All right. Next round.
In response. Gonna swing that tail at you, Matt.
all right, time to find out what happens when I'm wounded.
It did succeed. Half of 17.
Doesn't matter, I'm on 1 stamina.
Oof.
Ow.
A doofer.
Yeah, 8 damage though. Jeez.
A
Okay,
struggle.
so I'm now on wounded 1
Yeah.
with 20 stamina again because it resets
Okay.
back round, doesn't roll over.
There are no specific effects from wounded, but some things might reference your wounded level, for example.
Okay.
At least we.
Once you hit wounded
half
2,
the
that's when
damage
things get bad.
Yeah.
initially, so that's
Yeah.
something.
Okay,
All right. Top of the turn.
now it's back to us.
Yeah. You could go straight away again, Matt, if you wanted to, but it's up to everyone.
Do you mind if I go straight away? I've got
Come
a
on.
score to sell.
Go
Come
for it.
on.
Go for it.
Right.
You got this.
I'm going to go mighty again.
Yeah, we know what I'm gonna
First.
So
do.
mighty.
So just a single d6 and a d8, not a d20. That's wishful thinking. That hits and does 4 damage because it's doubled.
Nice.
4 damage, but it's -1 from your action rating because you're frightened.
That's going to do 3 damage.
From your action rating, so unfortunately it's going to do 2 damage because you're doubling it after it's been minused.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Okay.
But 2 damage is 2 damage.
2 damage is 2 damage.
$20 is $20.
Then I will pull the exact same trick I pulled last time and go swift.
Nice.
It.
Using...
For you guys, you're just seeing not sort of like
Yeah, just flickering
swishing
through,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Nightcrawler.
Damn.
Blood.
I rolled a 2 on the d6 and a 12 on the d20, but it doesn't matter.
Ow.
Can't hit it.
Hey, look, your harmony can't get any lower.
Yeah,
God, we're so
you couldn't
out
be
of touch
more
with each other.
unharmonious.
I'm feeling it. I can tell you. Please do better than I did.
Oh,
can.
just you wait, because in response.
Oh, yeah, right. It's you next. Yeah.
Yeah, in response.
You.
The Kakawari is getting a little bit pissed at you. It's
Yeah, I'm
going
not
to bring you
surprised.
down to 0 range.
Okay.
So it is right next to you. Like,
Got
it
it.
is on you.
Right.
But it's just doing a short turn. It'll
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
Wait to pounce.
Okay.
Maddie, do you feel like
Cleave?
going? I can cleave. I
You
can...
go ahead.
Sure.
You
All right.
cleave.
I'm gonna try and cleave it. I'm going wild again. Going wild again. It's a. Oh wait.
Wait,
No.
you got +1.
But we're
Because you're
also frightened.
striking.
We're
No,
frightened.
frightened is the action roll.
It's action.
Liv,
Yeah.
one day you will learn the difference.
So that's a
School.
success.
Yes, it's a success.
That's
Two
two
successes.
successes.
Two successes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you got +2.
+1.
Oh, +1.
Oh, it's only on one.
Yeah,
dice,
you
yeah. So
spent
one
the one
success.
die.
One success. Ah! That's cocked.
It is cocked.
Okay.
Went from a 3 to a 2. So that's
It's 4 damage.
4 damage.
Hold on, what? So 2,
No, it's 1.
you're frightened.
Yeah.
2.
So it's 2 damage.
How long do we stay
Hey,
frightened
We will
for?
never eat.
Look, I'll tell you this for free. You've reached the point where you could kill it with a d20 now. So that's good. That's good. All right?
How long do we stay frightened? Forever?
Frightened is...
Did you say that rested cancels out anything?
During your turn, you or a packmate can spend 3 stamina to make an assurance using any style, ending up to A levels condition on a success.
So you could spend stamina.
Oh, yeah, I totally could.
So you
Yeah,
got
it's no action,
a
it's stamina.
lot to go on.
You could assure someone else.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I do
Cool.
show someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've got some stamina. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I recommend doing Maddie because she hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, very true.
You could do both of us if you got the stamina.
I do, but that would bring me down to 0, so I'm not
Oh,
going to do
that'd
that.
be bad, yeah. Just pass out while I show.
Guys, it's okay.
Like, Hazard! It's gonna have to be okay because I'm dead now.
Okay.
Lion!
Yeah.
It's all gonna be okay.
Okay, you don't look so
It's
bad.
on.
Okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Okay, here we go.
God, I feel so assured. I feel so assured.
Alright.
I remain frightened.
Come on, Maddie, big
I'm
turn
doing
now.
a precise blast of
Go
my
wild.
torch.
That's looking good.
That's a success.
That's
a
Double
success.
Come on. Ah! 4 points of damage.
Now hold on, because remember you have more than one success.
Uh-huh.
You can spend that success. You could increase your action rating, or you could activate one of your traits.
My trait says I kill it.
Yep, so I
detail of
increased,
concentration.
I've got a
It's
trait here that
dead.
says we all want to go home.
I increased the 2 on my d20 to a 3. So then, yeah.
So it goes back to a 2.
No, because I'm not frightened.
Not
You're
frightened
not
anymore because of your assurance.
You're
Remember how
assuring.
assuring you were?
So that's, I'm only doing precise, yeah, so that's just
Yeah.
3 points of damage. Okay, and then my last action, I'm going to be swift. So
Are you focusing up or are you going wild?
I'm going wild.
Going wild.
So I've only got 1d6.
Like I said, you could kill it in one hit.
Okay.
I know it's not likely, but on a d20,
It's not
it
double, is this?
could be killed in one
No.
hit. This is just
I
flat.
I just need to do it.
So you
I
need a
just
very
need to
good
do
roll.
it. Okay, that's a success. Okay.
Was that a 1d6 as well?
Yeah, on 1d6. Okay, come on.
yeah.
Come on, come on.
The fact you roll yours separately is so dramatic.
My lips are doing it, I really like it. That's 17.
That's the exact amount. Can you describe the killing blow?
Okay, so I'm like within 1 of it now, right? So it's like, and it's looming over not.
Yeah.
You're just like cleaving and doing nothing.
Yeah.
I-
Its beak is about to pluck out the
just-
eye of your compatriot. Yeah.
Plant my
My
feet.
I'm only wounded one.
Oh wait, I'm swift. I literally just like run up, I guess, and like I do a little jump to try and like get on top of it and blast it like
bad.
across.
Cook its brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kick its
Killing
brain.
blow torch.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Woo.
keep trying to sing Taylor Swift songs,
Amazing.
but I only know one.
That's all I heard you say.
I know.
Maybe I'm feeling
a love
22 if I done
story.
22 damage. I don't know, I did 17. We do have bad blood. I hate this thing. I kill it. You've been
Yeah.
torched.
You
got
do,
it.
in
Smoked.
fact.
It's
It's already cooked.
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
With a great cry,
So I'm kitchen manager.
it wilts down onto the ground. And there's like a burning flesh smell in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
As you just sort of stand on its back, kind of blowtorch held aloft, looking
It's like, torch,
triumphant.
torch. It's already dead.
I snap my lobster claw.
It's already well done.
I crawl out from under the dead body.
Congratulations, you have felled the frenzied Kakwari.
Yes!
The people of this village can now forage safely, and the monsters that live in this forest can finally return to the natural order, as is your
Beautiful.
one quest in this life, is to bring nature back to its natural cycle.
So proud of us.
Good job,
So
everyone.
there is one final phase that we're not going to go through right now because we've been playing for a long time, because there was a lot that happened
Yeah.
in this
A
Let's
lot of
Play.
bad rolls.
And unfortunately, we got to get home. But throughout that feast period, you'll be basically feasting on the Kakwari. We're going to be using all of the animal, making sure that to honor its sacrifice, essentially.
Even though
Yeah,
it's
you pay
frenzied?
respect, I think, before
You
the
do.
meal.
One of
Yeah.
the main points of the rules is you say thanks to the animal for the nourishment that is provided to you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kakwari.
Yeah, and it's
You
also
batch.
So respectful.
it's where character progression kind of comes from
It
as well,
is,
right? And
yeah.
we're obviously playing a one shot, but
Yes,
you,
and as we said at the start, you are what you eat, which means that based on the creature that you consume.
I want claws.
Yeah, you
I
might
want- I want more
gain
metal.
new and interesting traits.
Oh, that's so fun. I love
Metal
Yeah.
that.
skin.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
gonna affect how you look and how you can act, and that will give you new traits that you can activate and call upon whenever you go
A
wild.
big metal tail.
If
Yeah.
I eat a metal bird, can I then spin like steel rope instead
Whoa.
of? Yeah,
Oh.
Steal the man.
Yeah. My name is now
Is
Steel.
that something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Spider-Man Steel.
Oh.
Anyway, and that is Wilderfeast or Wilderfeast. Sorry,
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
that is.
fun.
It's a very sort of like it feels very episodic, and it's
Yeah,
and it's kind
and
of
it feels like
construction.
Monster Hunter. Or
It
something.
does,
It's like
yeah.
Monster Hunter,
Very
like
Going on the
tracking
trail,
them
you're
down,
finding new
yeah.
things on the way.
Yeah,
You're
like-
running into hijinks. You
It's
find the
cozy
monster.
though. I like
Yeah,
that.
I like it.
Oh yeah, like cooking up little like
Yeah.
snacks and stuff.
Mm.
Love that.
Eating
Just
honey.
imagining all those palicos and that beautiful animation of them making food. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Imagining if you had like more time, if we had more time to like do like assurance and stuff, we could turn that into like roleplay, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
exactly.
Yeah, this has very much been like a quick look at how the game works.
Yeah, even for a quick start, it's been a quick look at a
Yeah.
quick start. So there'll be more if you want to go and play it yourselves.
Yeah,
so.
we hope this has been helpful for you if you're deciding whether or not to kickstart the game. As I said, this has been sponsored by Horrible Guild, so massive thank you to them
Thank you.
for sending us the game in the first place,
Yeah.
but also for
Yeah.
helping
our
support us here
aprons.
on Dicebreaker and also our Wilderfeast aprons that we've been wearing as well, which is fun. If you want to support the channel, then one of the best things you can do is hit subscribe if you haven't already. You can also click the bell icon to get notified whenever we put a new video live. Give us a like, give us a comment, it helps us with the algorithm. And most importantly as well, if you head on over to Dicebreaker.com, not only do we have coverage on fantastic games like Wilderfeast.
Yeah, there is actually a write-up of the quick start if you want to read some words on
There
it
you
as well.
go.
There you go.
Not only do we have loads of fantastic coverage from all your favourite events, of all the favourite new games that are coming out, and of all of the fantastic things that you need to know, but also you can head on over to dicebreaker.com/subscribe to become a Dicebreaker member. Not only does that give you ad-free access to the website, exclusive content that's not available for anyone else, including things like behind the scenes and fun little bits of writing that the team gets to do on their sort of like a bit more passionate
their fun
subjects.
days.
Yeah, on their fun days, you know.
Silly.
They just feel a little bit quirky. But also you get exclusive benefits like, for example, signing up for a whole year will give you discounted tickets to events like PAX Unplugged, as well as a free board game, which is pretty
Whoa.
exciting. So head on over there if you want to support the channel, but most importantly, thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. Enjoy Wilderfeast if you do pick up the quick rules or even the full set from Kickstarter.com. Links in the description below. But until we see you next time, have a lovely day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.